Me and Francis were actually best friends in school.
What?
Yeah,
What?
I've got pictures of me and him together. I went through my old Facebook. Here's me and Francis at the club. Yeah. Welcome back, everybody, to Breeze Podcast episode. Do you know what episode it is? Got to. Surely.
11.
Yeah, 11.
Oh.
11. I was pretty happy with the last episode. It's on its way to like 1,000 views. So
Yeah.
What was that? The Francis one.
the episode 10, yeah, it did pretty well. So maybe this one will as well.
We're moving up in the world.
Yeah.
That backlash though.
Yeah, I know. But we'll talk. I've got something to say about that in a little bit. But to start with,
I've got something to say about it as well.
I think we all probably do.
We're going upwards in the world. We're on Spotify now as well. So
Oh yeah.
if you're listening on Spotify,
Don't know. I was looking at that camera, but
Hello.
yeah. Guys, it's linked in the description if you want to listen to it rather than watch it. That's up to you. But obviously, watch it here first because we'd appreciate the view. You know. But if you want to listen to a bit more of it later, go to Spotify and that sort of thing. Also, you can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, all of the like or whatever you call it. And
platforms.
yeah.
Or email at breeze@gmail.com.
Yeah, Brie Mel.
Mate, that's a cheese, Brie. I'm gonna email
Oh,
Or
yeah.
or a BBM.
Or our MySpace
Yeah.
page, the Breeze MySpace page, or the Brie anyway.
some cheese. Hit me up on Jabber or WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Kick.
Yeah. Just type our name in and ask Jeeves.
Breeze
and
Podcast.
Go and ask Jeeves.
Find
Find
me.
us.
Yeah, or Bing.
Find me on
That's the only search engine you can use to find us. So ask Jeeves.
Find us on
I'm saying.
Omegle.
We're partnered with Ask Jeeves. No, not really.
We're sponsored by Ask Jeeves.
Imagine that this video
Mate,
is
we got-
sponsored by Ask Jeeves.
Mate, this video.
Oh, I just spilled water on my leg.
If we have,
Yeah.
if we ever get sponsored by Ask Jeeves, we gotta get out. We gotta get out. Hell
Bit
out.
water.
Hi,
my
this
leg.
video is sponsored by
Very
Vitamin
dusty.
Water.
Yeah, Vit hit. Yo, Vit hit.
Why'd you call it that? Because it doesn't say that on the bottle.
Does it not?
It says get more vits. Where the hip thing
Get
come
all your
from?
bits.
What's the hit or the hip?
Oh
Whatever
yeah,
you call
get
it.
more Vits.
I
Yo,
don't
get
just
more
want
Vits.
more bits. I want all
Get
the
more
bits.
Vits.
GMV, man.
Get more Vits, baby.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get in. Let's just get into this, as they say
Boom.
sometimes. So Luke, is your tattoo healed?
Did you?
I mean, it's pretty much getting to the end.
Can we
did
see?
Did
Or
you
not?
bring it with you today?
Yeah. Did you pack it? Pack it up to bring.
I just got my jacket, man. Damn.
Obviously, while he's doing that, me and Luke have got some new ink on our wrist, no, not on our wrist, but on our body.
Sorry, this jacket's a bit too close, man.
I got a nipple tattoo, but I'm too afraid to show it on camera.
Really, and a piercing in the other one.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
it's a massive
Still
like
healing,
just
as you can see.
and
Coming to the end of his healing stage.
4G tower on my nipple.
Oh yeah, it's a little bit like flaky,
Damn.
but
Yeah.
is it mostly flaked off now?
Yeah, it's just the edges now, flaking pretty
Yeah.
And
Wow.
See, for me, they haven't got to a flaking stage yet here, but I was rubbing the cream this morning and I saw a little crack and I was like, here we go, it's coming.
much.
Luke,
Yeah.
And-
are you gonna go as the almighty Tigray now?
Huh?
El Tigray,
What do you mean?
because you got a tiger in it.
Oh yeah,
El
yeah,
Tigre.
yeah.
Do you want to explain why you got the tiger or whatever? What's the reasoning behind? What's the choice? The choice.
The reasoning was like I've always wanted like an animal like that's tatted on me, so I thought to myself, why not go with my my spirit animal, which is pretty much a tiger. You know, legends say that tigers are, even though they're not the king of the jungle, they are the most fierce predators and most feared predators out there. You know. So
Wait, you're a predator?
they're an apex.
I don't think we allowed him on here.
They're what you call.
How much-
They're what you call an apex predator.
Probably get a restraining order.
Well, in animal terms, they're called apex predators.
They're a
Right.
top
Yeah,
killer.
it's because they're not the hunted. They're the hunter.
To catch a predator.
They're the hunters. Alright, so basically, yeah, man, just thought I'd get a nice little manly tat. Manly. Still more to be done, you know. Still more work, more ink to be done. So yes, the beginning.
What? The line's not done?
I want more shit to do the other side.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, I got a few. I already had the moon one, which we talked about before. But I got one there. I got one
What is
there,
it?
and I got one there. Well,
Tell us.
4 there. Yeah. So
Explain.
obviously, I did explain this in the YouTube video. If you saw, you saw. But basically, the ones on the fingers, They are, because obviously I am, all my life I've been a very big gamer. Gaming has been a big part of my life.
Yeah, gamer.
Yeah, gamer. and basically I was playing games before I could read. Like, I remember, I have memories. I have memories of getting into the menu of like a demo disc on the original Xbox, trying to get into this demo game, and I'm pressing A because I can't read the menus, and I'm pressing A, I'm trying to get in, and there was this one game I could never get past the main menu because I couldn't read. So I've been playing games for as long as I can remember. So, and also one of my favourite game series of all time was The Elder Scrolls, because that was one of the first games I played, like when I was, again, like 5 on I played Oblivion. Not like properly because I was like 5, but like I would play on my dad's account. I'd run around, get sent to jail. But like I always had fond memories of it. And then obviously when I got a bit older, like 10 years old, I played Skyrim, and I'm still playing Skyrim literally 10 years later. So it's like that's one of my favorite games. So on my hands,
It's an L game, bro.
I mean, have you ever played it?
Yeah.
Any of them?
Yeah.
You told me you've never played Skyrim before. I remember you saying.
No, I haven't played it like
Liar, mate.
I
Liar.
definitely like had a go.
Think!
I
Liar!
had a go on it.
I'm waiting for Skyrim in VR.
It's on VR.
Yeah, on PC, but it's not come to
And PS4. It's on,
yeah.
yeah, true. I don't know if it's not powerful enough, is it?
Yeah, it's their most powerful headset. Yeah,
Oh.
It's called XR2 Snapdragon or something.
Liar! No, I'm joking. I don't
It's
actually know.
strong, baby.
Yeah. So So I got, these are my initials in the Daedric. I say Daedric language in the lore. Daedric isn't an actual language, but they have their own like alphabet.
Straight demonic shit.
It's more like
It's fiction.
phrases. Huh?
It's fictional writing.
Yeah.
Fictional.
So that's H.
In fiction.
Daedric. E. S. Harrison Ellis, my second name. And then that's actually O, but I didn't want just 3 fingers, and the O is actually also the logo for the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, which again was the first game I played in that series, so I thought it makes sense to get that. And AD is from I'm not sure if I told you guys, but BioShock Infinite.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I played that from when it came out, like 2013, and it's almost 10 years old. I just completed it again the other day. I've played it for quite a few times. One of my favorite games, really good story, everything like that. And in the game, it's like he's got AD on his hand, and obviously I'm not going to spoil it. Maybe one day you'll play. But it's like he's got AD on his hand, but he doesn't know why it's there. He's like, what the hell? And then at the end of the game, like this whole like big like twist. And it all comes together and makes sense. And it stands for somebody's name. Obviously I didn't get it for the name, I got it for like my sort of association with the game, and like because like made me who I am, man, you know what I mean, like
Your love for the game.
yeah, exactly. And the balloon is like a more of like a law of attraction-y type thing, like
That's the Banksy balloon, isn't it?
no,
It's a bit in the
my
style.
tattoos,
Yeah.
Raffi designed it himself, so let's see, copy Banksy.
There's definitely
Did
like
you?
a,
No.
you know, like a Banksy like the balloon type like that.
Yeah, but
It's not the same though, because the girl would be letting go of it, wouldn't
Yeah.
to be fair, there's only so many ways you can draw a balloon in there.
she? But it's about like letting go. She let go of the balloon and it goes up into the sky, and it's also about like because it keeps going up,
It
doing like really
bursts.
good in life. Blah, blah, blah.
Then
So,
it bursts eventually. So what does that tell you?
wow, you put a negative spin on my positive tattoo.
It's the facts. It's the facts.
What's the facts?
Did you ever
Willem
eat
the
it?
facts.
It's the facts,
Do you,
baby.
actually, you remember like back in the day, McDonald's used to when you went in for like a Happy Meal at a birthday party, they'd give you those balloons that were like on a plastic stick.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like on a straw.
And you try and separate them.
Yeah, and then everyone
you
would like go like
always,
yeah.
and you'd be trying to
McDonald's-
separate it, and then sometimes you'd like let go of the balloon by mistake.
It was never
You
helium
always-
though, was it?
Yeah, I mean sometimes they did. Like back in the day, and they got too expensive to have helium.
Yeah, I don't remember them being helium. I just remember them being like rubbish ones that just float down to the floor. You
It
know.
was just sick fencing with like balloons.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yo, what's
It was like a little like bit, and you'd like it would be tied in this. Yeah.
What's that about? Luke's what?
Oh yeah, we got
What?
we got to react to something. You're gonna remember.
Yes.
Um,
yeah.
Actually, that being said, Luke, I do it myself, but like I'm so stuck in here. Do you see my hard drive by the switch? It's on there. Could you pass it to me if that's alright? Try not to push the table because I don't want to knock it my computer.
Mate, imagine that's how.
I should have done it before. I just
If
there's
it-
square block by the switch.
with some cables
Oh,
plugged in.
this.
Yeah, that's it. Cheers. It's on there, so I need to plug it in.
What is it?
Do you remember? Don't remind him. Let's just remind him by showing him.
But who's my BF?
No. It's not yours.
Just wait, you'll know what it is when it comes up.
Yeah. So basically, guys, I'm not going to say too much because I want to surprise Luke, but a long time ago I did something and it was really funny and we're going to react to it. Then again, it's not really I did something, it's more he did something and he's not remembering.
He put his talent
But
in.
he will, exactly. It's on my hard drive somewhere. Right, let's turn the sound up.
Yes.
Where is it?
I can't wait, I love
Boyfriend Almighty.
Yeah, I love this. This is a banger.
This is so lame, man.
Hey! So you were pretty serious when you made this, weren't you?
I sent it to your Snapchat.
So what was going through your mind when you made this banger of a tune?
So what I did is, I came out of the shower, I was singing on Snapchat, sent a video to Harry, and Harry spent that time to edit the video, put some fucking effects on it, and made it this fucking trash.
Hey, it's not
me.
trash, it's treasure.
Why did you put this effect on it?
It's you. It's all you, man. This is natural.
It's not me. I sent it to you on Snapchat.
Natural.
How is Snapchat doing this?
That can be a gentleman. It was a boyfriend. Ready? The best bit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's lame. That's old as hell, man.
Well, I spoke 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. So,
big up JB, bro.
what did you guys think of that?
I love that every time
Yeah.
we listen to it.
Yeah, I think it's
Big up
hilarious.
JB, though, man. That's my guy.
Well, I say you did it better than him. Almighty did it better than Jay.
We're just waiting on a collab at this point.
Yeah, the official music video remix with Justin Bieber. It'd be them like, yeah.
It's gonna be a new version. It's gonna be Luke, the Olin Boys, and Justin Bieber all together.
Yeah.
We're both wearing sunglasses.
Cypher.
We're both wearing like sunglasses, and they're like when you used to wear sunglasses like 2040.
Yeah, you did the other a few episodes ago, so it's all coming together. Now, while we're reacting to something, I just want to show you guys one more video, which I think is bloody hilarious.
Hey, SpongeBob,
Yes, Mr. Krabs.
can you say your name backwards?
Okay, SpongeBob backwards is Pope Nopes.
That's funny.
Now you say your name backwards.
Okay, Krabs backwards is Bart. What the
This
dog
is
do?
funny. This is the most.
No, not that funny.
Hey guys, what are you doing?
There's Squidward. Can you say your
Nobody's
name
laughing,
backwards?
Harry.
That's easy.
Nobody's
Drop it.
laughing. Have you noticed how Harry's the only one who's laughing? Cam didn't laugh once. I didn't laugh once.
I laughed at the first bit, but I'm too confused.
Yeah,
by,
that's
like,
what the fuck was that? That's some boomer shit. That is.
Meme. It's got 12 million views.
say sus is.
If I was maybe 8 years old, I'd probably be laughing at that. But
Anyway, let's move on. Sorry, I meant let's move on.
I can't be seen now. I'm just a vitamin
Oh.
water.
Just a bit,
I'm
whatever
a
it's
bit
called.
of it. I'm gonna get some more bits.
Now, that one could be at the end. That was a long one. Oh, this is actually a really good question I want to ask you guys. What, I was thinking about this
He
the
had an
other day.
amazing story to tell us on the pod.
Did I? When?
Didn't he? He said I can't
When?
wait to see you guys inside. I've got an amazing story to tell you.
No, I just said I got loads of good topics.
Oh, okay.
So I was gonna ask you guys, I was thinking about this the other day, what, we don't really use them often. Discs, DVDs, video game discs and stuff, but a lot of people still do. They still make them. I was gonna say, when do you guys think they will eventually just eradicate discs altogether and it's fully all digital and streamed and all that?
Well, you can still buy vinyls, so I don't think.
But that's more vintage, isn't it? I don't really. It's not really a thing. It's more vintage.
There's been a few articles over the last 1 or 2 years that have said now the new cool trend isn't records anymore. It's to buy CDs, which is really weird.
That's more of a hipster trend, isn't it?
Yeah,
the majority of people are streaming.
But even though it's still
easy,
popular to buy vinyl CDs and that, it's not the mainstream anymore, is it? You know what I mean?
Think about it, you got to buy a CD, then you got to buy a CD player, and then you got to take that CD out, put another CD. You know what I mean? It's like when people just play it on their phone now, and they're good from a speaker.
don't think it will ever get to the point like VHS tapes where it like completely disappears.
But I think like video game discs and stuff will definitely eventually not be made, because
100%.
they already have, like, obviously they have discs on the PS5 and that, but they already have like a digital only edition. So I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if
Yeah.
PS6 is only digital.
All the games I get is just all digital.
Yeah, like obviously I play on PC and I haven't got a disc drive on my PC, so I can't get discs unless I like it's a game I'm really into. I want it as just like a collector's thing.
So
like
much easier just to download it and just play it the next day. You know what I mean? Rather than go all the way to Game or fucking Argos, whatever the fuck you need.
and they're all slowly shutting down, aren't they? All those shops,
Yeah,
like
you
Game
never
in
see them
Town is
places
gone
anymore.
now.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. I think it will be like, yeah, like within the next like 5-10 years. I think between 5 and 10 years, I think that's when it will like phase out, and then as like the 10-year mark, like 2030, then
Well, it's been
they'll just be
fading
gone,
out
like
since,
DVDs and like nobody will sell them in the shops anymore.
yeah.
The game shops will be gone. That, do you know what I mean?
They've been fading out
HMV
for
will
like
go out of business.
definitely for a decade.
Yeah, it literally will, unless they can find out a way where they can like sell things that are still relevant. You know what I mean?
I sometimes go in HMV, but also I like never really buy anything. I just
Yeah.
go out and, like,
You're like, oh, I'll stream that DVD later
Yeah.
when I get home.
Yeah.
Or
I'm
like,
never buying a CD in my life again. Like, what's the point?
I think as a collector, as you said earlier, like it's pretty cool. Like like a year or two ago, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna collect loads of CDs of my favorite albums, and I bought like 2 CDs and that was it. But it's like it was pretty cool to have. But I never listened to them. I left them wrapped because I thought it was better collectible if they were wrapped up still.
Yeah, I'm not much of a collector, but like I get what people do it, like, you know, for their own kind
I
of...
get it for gaming. Like I used to be a huge collector of games, and I'm not really anymore. But like I have my little collection, which I would never sell. Like from like it's like games I played in the past. Like a few of the games I have like are the exact copies which I got when I was like 5 and stuff. So it's like I understand that, but like I don't go about collecting them now. I have a Steam collection on my I know it's not physical,
You
so
go
it's
to
like
the library.
yeah. I get the problem a lot of people say where they say like, well, you know, if it's bought on the server, you know, Steam's, PlayStation, whatever, and you technically you own it, but like they could literally pull the plug at any moment and you wouldn't own it anymore.
Yeah.
Physical copy means you're always going to own it. So I get that, but at the same time, it's like it's not gonna get the plug pulled, is it? You know what I mean?
If the plug gets pulled.
But even if because you've actually
Then
bought
the
if you
CD
bought the
will be
game,
any use
it's
anyway.
still in law terms it belongs to you because you bought the game now.
Yeah.
It's in your like even though it's physical in your hand, you bought it. It's like the guarantee if you buy something online, it's yours now. Do you know what I mean? Like an NFT, for example, you buy it, it's yours.
Yeah.
Like whatever the case is.
The argument with the whole
Yeah.
fact of if you buy the CD, it's yours. Like it's always going to be there. It's a bit irrelevant because if they pull the game anyway, the game's not going to work now anyway, is it? Because all the Xbox
If it's on disc
games,
though, if it's on disc offline, then
Yeah,
why
but-
shouldn't it? If the files are on the
you know, like Xbox now and everything, you put the disc in and it just downloads the game.
yeah, but it only installs it. The files are still on the disc.
Yeah, I know, but the software to support the game running would get deleted as well.
Yeah, perhaps. But you know, I don't know. What can I say?
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's good though. Like the way, like obviously, you know how DVDs and shit have faded out. Don't get me wrong. Like it's a nice feeling. Like back in the day, like when you got a new like DVD, whatever, you put it into the thing and you're watching them adverts at the start of the video. You know what I mean? And like you're watching the DVD thing go from one corner to the other. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, the bouncing.
yeah, man,
the
it's nostalgia. But
DVD with the logo of it. The DVD
you're
below.
asking me if I miss it. Nah, man, I can just switch on Netflix, Amazon Prime, whatever the fuck I need to. And then just
I miss it in a
watch
nostalgic
man.
way, but I won't want to bring it back.
Nah,
you know?
True,
It's like school. I have fond memories of school, but I don't want to go back there.
It's,
like-
I think Netflix was one of the best things that came about. Not just Netflix itself, but like the way it started, like this video streaming thing, like DVD streaming thing. Because without that, there would be pretty much no like Disney Plus or Amazon Prime, whatever the fuck you use. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, Netflix is a big like factor in all of this. Like, I fuck with them for that,
Pioneer.
man. Yeah.
Well, YouTube's the biggest pioneer because they're the first ones to do any sort of online streaming stuff that became popular. But obviously, it was not shows; it was like homemade stuff. But
True, but the thing about the DVD, like, that's a genius way of doing it. Like thinking about it, like imagine like being in like 2004 or 5, whatever, and coming out with an idea of what about if we moved all like the DVD content to like a online basis or whatever, where you can just watch it from home. So that
subscribe every
month.
month.
Go into a school. Yeah,
rather than buy it once, pays every month.
Yeah, exactly. And that's like it's a sick idea, man.
Because Netflix originally, the way it worked was that they had the website, but it was just that you signed up and paid for the website, and then you could just order a DVD of
the actual
whatever.
physical copy and then send it back.
It'd send it to you, and you mail it back to them.
Because Blockbusters was the opposite. You had to go to the store to get it and then go back to take it back. Whatever.
I used to love Blockbuster. That's good memories though. I had a little Blockbuster card in my wallet. I used to get games from there. They used to do like Xbox 360 games, PS3 games that you could rent.
What the fuck do you know about Blockbuster? You were like
I used
5
to
years
go
old.
all the time.
I remember like you'd go to the like strange little like complex with a few other random things, and it'd be like raining, and you'd walk up
on like a Wednesday afternoon or Sunday, you know what I mean?
The glowing blue like sign.
Didn't they have like a porn section? Like
I mean, I was too young to know that.
The
so
X-rated like.
Wouldn't be surprised.
You know when sometimes when I watch these movies like from the 90s and they're like they go into like a video store and they're always looking for like a copy of like Sandra Big Tits, whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Like to wank off to. It's a bit like what?
That was what it was like.
I'm thinking to myself, imagine having to go to the store
and hand it to the
guy,
cashier.
yeah, and then like put in the videotape in, and then it's not like now where
and
you
then
can like scroll back to like the bit you want or where you want to go. You gotta rewind that shit to wherever you need to.
You gotta walk. You got half mid wank. You've got to walk back up to the TV, be like, bzz, bzz, bzz,
yeah.
Sit back down. Okay. Yeah, it's crazy. Isn't it? Or they would just have the magazines, the Playboy magazines.
You gotta respect their grind, though, man. You gotta respect the grind.
The crispy, stiff magazines under their bed.
Yeah, I had a few magazines back in the day.
Being like Otis from Sex Education with his little like stash.
Yeah. The magazines are the one that's like kind of a bit confusing to me because I had a couple magazines back in the day as well, but they were never naked properly. They would just like have their tits out and that'll be it. It was never like proper hardcore explicit porn. Like they weren't like getting penetrated or whatever.
If you go on like Pornhub and search up like 80s porn, that is proper like.
No, I meant in the mags though.
Yeah.
The ones selling like.
It'd just be more like.
Yeah, it's like soft core porn, innit? Like it's nothing like too. You can show that to a fucking 5-year-old.
Well, probably shouldn't.
You know what I mean, like
this is why you shouldn't have kids.
I seen this shit and I was like, what?
That explains a lot. That explains a lot.
I saw a lot of shit. I'll tell you that, man. A lot of shit. But listen, yeah, man. Obviously, porn's it's a good service, man.
It's a good avenue to go down.
You know, bit of jerk, mate. Tell me this, right? Put in the comments if you do. You ever be on Pornhub, whatever, or XXNX, and you see like the jerk mate advert? Have you ever clicked on that shit?
I've never actually clicked on it. It just takes you to are you a man?
Yeah.
And then you can click yes and no for
Play this game.
all the
different
different
20 seconds.
Yeah. And it will say
You will not last.
when I was
you will not last. And it's like an animated girl, isn't it?
It's like the best game you'll ever play.
It looks kind of bad,
You're
man.
in skull.
Yeah,
Fast, though.
It's like
the dick's massive as well.
when I was younger, you know, like local hookups in your area. When I was like 15, I said, "Oh my god, maybe I could have sex." So I would click on these ads, and it would be like, "Are you a man?" Yes.
Yeah.
Are you over 18? Obviously, I click yes. Even if you click no and the opposite for everything, it'll say you're eligible to sign up to this website. It just does the same thing.
You'd be on your iPhone 4, your Samsung.
And then it tries to get you to put your card details in. It's so dodgy,
Scam.
like.
And you go, but I don't have a credit card. I don't have a card.
You know what I love about these like porn websites as well? Like the bit of like fucking protection is basically when you click onto their website, it says, "Are you over 18?" You just press yes, and then you're in. You're in. Like it's like putting like a "what's it" question in front like of a fucking door, and I say you can't get in. You just break that shit. You know what I mean? Like it's pointless. It's pointless. Like what kind of protection is that?
I remember when I was like probably 16 or whatever, like getting excited for like my clubbing years coming up, and like you'd be like trying to figure out what alcohol you liked, and you go like searching on alcohol websites, and then you click on the website and be like, "Are you set your age?" And you just go like scroll to like 1940s, and you're like, "Yeah, that'll be safe."
I never did that. I never ordered alcohol.
I never scored for alcohol.
No.
I scored for alcohol.
I would be too scared, like, to do that. I like back before I
didn't
like.
even like alcohol back then either.
Yeah,
it was just like the odd like.
Before I watched like porn, like I got to the age of like probably like 13 or something where I was like, I really want to watch it. I was so scared to type it in because I thought like my parents would see, so I typed it in backwards.
Yeah, or you
like they're not good. Like they're gonna be just oblivious to that.
Or you type in like prawn or something.
I typed in prawn. I typed in narop. And one day I typed in
PR0N.
yeah, and then once I typed in the ROP and I found this video. The first time I ever saw sex was like the worst filmed video ever, like really blurry quality from a really far distance. It's just this fat guy like having sex with this woman, but you can, it's just like from doggy style, and it was, I was like, but I was so, this is amazing. Oh my god, this is how sex works. Like it was crazy.
My like when I like first like ever like did that shit when I was like maybe like 14, maybe something like that. I came across like so I typed it in YouTube because obviously like you know when you're not experienced you think YouTube's got everything in it, so I typed in like sex on YouTube or something like that. I think a lot of boys have done that, you know what I mean, type sex in.
I just done sexy mates.
So I did that, yeah. So I typed that in YouTube thinking it's gonna be porn. Like obviously like it came out some sexy girls, but it was never actually sex. And I thought to myself, right, I need to actually like just type in sex on Google or whatever, and I typed in sex and it came out of like loads of like different like porn websites and stuff. And
how old were you?
Like 14, around then. So I clicked on one of them. It wasn't like one of those main websites, but that gave me I put my foot in the door. You know what I'm saying?
It
opened you up to the world of porn.
Yeah.
It used to be like you'd go on YouTube, you type in sex, and they'd come up with a striptease, and then there'd be a dodgy link in the description.
Yeah.
It was like,
yeah, man, those are good times.
They'd get to about there, and then it would just stop.
Yeah, it would stop.
You're desperate to see more.
Oh, like
go to the link in my description.
I hate when they do that on the like
see
whatever,
full
well.
video.
Yeah, It's like for fuck's sake, we're at the end of it now. What are you doing?
Yeah, they play almost the whole video anyway.
Huh?
They play almost the whole video anyway.
Yeah, sometimes it'd be like
Well, I've seen it now. It doesn't
Sometimes
matter.
it'll stop like halfway through, like
Yeah.
like 7 minutes in. It's
some
like,
of them would be like a Bang Bros video, and it'd be like they'd be like, oh, full premium video on Bang Bros, and it'd be like most of the video anyway. It'd be like 90% of the video.
Yeah. Anyway, should we move on from like
We
these
seem to talk
sexual
about
things?
porn every episode.
I don't know how it probably comes from you. You're talking about Blockbuster and he's the porn section. I was like, yeah.
Porn's everywhere, man.
PRO.
It's everywhere, nowhere.
Yeah.
Fail far.
We love to talk about crime.
All right, there's this one. This is the segment that I'm looking forward to, which I'll just do now. So obviously, the guys that were watching, you know, last episode, and from the clip that I posted from the last episode on TikTok, it got quite a lot of views, and a lot of people were saying, "Oh, yeah, you didn't really know Francis, like Francis Bourgeois. That was what the clip was about. I was just saying like how we knew each other in school, this and that." And they were saying, "No, you didn't know him. Lies, blah blah blah." Well, I'm here to tell you that me and Francis were actually best friends in school.
What?
Yeah. No, I mean serious. I've got pictures of me and him together. I went through my old Facebook and I came up with found a load of pictures of me and him. So I've got a little folder.
Party with the evidence.
Yeah. So I've got a little folder. But what I will say before I show the photos is that he might have been friends with the kids that bullied me, but it doesn't mean he was a bully. Like me and him were literally like really good mates.
I'm the sheriff in this town. You ain't putting anyone away without evidence.
But over time, sometimes we drift apart. But to be honest, me and him, we never drifted apart. We are still best friends.
I've got to say my piece after this one as well.
Your piece?
I've got something to say about this one, yeah.
Where?
Alright.
Make peace.
Okay, well, do this segment and then we'll move on to yours. So I had to keep it a secret that me and him are best mates because obviously, he's pretty famous now, and I didn't want everyone to think that I was like
dick riding.
Yeah, I didn't want people to think that he was like, you know what I mean? Like I didn't want to give away like where he's from and stuff. So, but I think now is the time to probably just show a few photos that we actually are mates.
Thumbnail again.
I'm just looking for the folder.
Is this what we're doing, huh?
Francis is.
Are we putting him in the thumbnail again?
Let's just Photoshop him onto some porn.
Where's the folder? Can you see the word for? Can you see the folder? I swear I put it on my desktop. Look, it's like me and Francis or something.
Oh mate.
Oh my, where is it?
Either way, Francis is just living his best life at the moment now.
Yeah, with me.
I see his videos. Why is his videos all over?
He's got the Gucci North Face collab in his pocket now.
Where the fuck is the folder?
I saw him on Snapchat things the other day.
1, 2, 3.
Highlights.
I'm looking for it like this. I literally made it the other day. Oh, it's a work thing. Like she paid for something.
Who?
Okay.
Just a woman paid for something. Oh, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
A woman paid for something.
She sounds Ukrainian as well, man. I'm not even lying.
Oh, I know where I put it. I dragged it into the episode folder. That's why. Right, so now I've got the folder, guys. So we've been friends for a long time, and obviously I just want to make it known. I don't want people to think that I was lying. So, here's me and Francis at the club. Yeah. So
Nah.
we were at Bridge.
boys, man.
We go out together quite a lot, and we don't post it on stories because obviously people don't know where we are. So that's me and him.
no.
That's me and him at the club the other week. Really good time. We both got for a teacher.
Hell of a time.
We got a little bit waved. I'm not gonna lie.
Man.
Yeah, there's me on my VK, him with his, and then there's me and him on my birthday. Went for a meal together. It was really nice actually. It was nice to have him there because he's been my best mate for like 10 years now.
Why has
so.
he got tits?
No,
Harry,
he hasn't.
He has.
No, that's the shadow, mate. That's just a shadow.
I know tits when I see him.
No,
Mate,
you're just a disgusting man. You just see what you want to see.
Mate,
No, that's me and
Whatever
him.
you want to believe, baby.
You gotta remember, we did the same course. We got the same skills.
Yeah, exactly. So
We got
you
the
know
same-
that
we
you
got
know
the
that me and
same
him would
skill-
be good friends
We got
then.
the same skill set.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
yeah,
you know from your experience that me and him are
we've got the
mates.
same skill set.
France, if you're transgender, I got no issue with that, man.
No. He's not. He's not.
Titties and that, bro.
Okay, and then it's me and him when we went to the locomotive train.
I know that photo.
Yeah.
I know you took that photo as well.
Yeah, you were there to take a photo for me and Francis, and
I can't deal with these figures.
and yeah, it's just I hang out with him quite a lot, and I do a lot of filming for him when I'm filming him,
Sitting on the track.
and there I was chilling while he was doing a video in the locomotive, whatever.
Harry,
And
Harry.
I'm not fully into train as much as him, but I'm always there to support, and that's just me there supporting. And then there's us on Zoom. Do you remember this day we were on Zoom together? This was in the
I remember
lockdown.
that a lot.
This was in the lockdown. Francis came on Zoom with us, and we were all chatting. You remember? You were
I
there.
I was in San Fran at the time.
I must
Yeah,
have been.
yeah, you
I
were.
was in Frisco.
You were on a mountain facing the bridge. Yeah.
I must have been way more drunk than I thought.
Because
I
you
was
don't
that
remember
night.
him
No,
being there. Yeah, well,
no.
he only dropped in for 10 minutes.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
New Year's 2020, and we were on Zoom, and then Francis dropped in for 10 minutes just to say to his best mate, me, oh, Happy New Year, mate.
Man, 2020, that was. I remember that New Year's Eve, everyone's oh, it'll turn 2021 and everything will be fixed immediately.
Yeah, it is now. And then the last photo, oh wait, I'm sorry, I got the wrong Francis in here. That's the wrong Francis. But yeah, that's our.
8 times your size enough. It's the
It's just the camera angle. It's just the camera angle. That's that's my other mate Francis.
everywhere.
I got 2 Francis mates. So yeah,
I got something to say.
there we are. We cleared the air. You guys, you're hating on me saying I'm lying, this and that, but to be honest, we've always been friends, and that's just proof that we were. So that's what I want to say, really. Just clear the air, show that he's a good guy, I'm a good guy, we're good mates, and I've said my piece. Luke, what did you want to say?
Alright. Here we go, yeah?
God, I'm getting a bit worried now. When he says here we go, I'm like, am I gonna have to cut this, or am I not?
Okay, let's go.
Alright, so
Oh no,
On
he's
TikTok.
calling out the comments. No, wait.
okay.
Whoa.
I'll blur the names. I'll blur the
I
names.
saw your comment the other day, baby.
I'll blur the names.
I saw your comment the other day. If you don't want to check you.
I'm gonna blur everyone's name, and
said-
if I have to cut it out, I'm gonna cut it out.
He said, "Hold this L." Are you talking about Almighty L, Rob?
Maybe he fancies you.
All right. Okay. So he said, I'm just starting off on that one. He said, "Hold this L." This is for the Francis Bourgeois video, by the way. All right. So that's one of them. Okay. One of them said, Josh,
I don't say the names, so I'm just gonna blur the names every
he said,
time.
"I don't know how to respond to that." Well,
Don't
just-
need
you
to
just
then,
did
do you?
respond to it.
Yeah.
That's what I've got to say for you. Alright, Josh? I've got another one.
Don't say the name because I'm just gonna blur it.
Okay. Okay, this one doesn't really have a name. It says,
Okay.
okay, he says, marketing tactic probably cost money to go on the podcast.
Yeah, I didn't really get that
Well,
one.
listen, it might be a marketing tactic.
It is a marketing tactic because obviously I said nice things about him as well, but he we don't make money. This podcast has 40 subscribers, mate.
So hold that! So hold that
No,
one.
no. One thing I will say
that in
though,
your pipe
what
and
this
smoke
is
it.
this is what I will say. Obviously, the clip I originally posted, I can see why people are pissed off at now, and I felt bad, and that's why I took it down because it was out of context. Like in the actual episode.
You can explain yourself.
Wait,
after
no,
this.
let me just say.
Alright, go on.
In the because obviously it kind of in the actual episode, like obviously I said the story and then I explained that he was actually a nice guy and he wasn't the bully and this and that. But obviously when I put it, it was very out of context when I condensed it down to the clip.
It wasn't out of context. They were the snowflakes.
No, it was out
They'll
of
be
context. It
impressive.
sounded like I was saying he punched me, he did this when he didn't. And
did
then
everything.
people were pissed off saying like, thinking that I was saying that about him. And then after a while, I actually started to feel really bad. And I thought that like it kept going up in views. I was like, there's a chance that he's actually going to see it. Like Francis, obviously he's my best mate. But like there was a chance he was going to see it. So like I just felt a bit bad. I was like, I don't really want people to. So I took it down. I reworked the clip, and the one that's up there now, which has like 22k or something, is the same clip, but there's it's kind of reworked. There's me in there saying, yeah, he was a nice guy. No, sorry, yeah, he was friends with the bullies, but like he is actually a nice guy, and I respect him, and he wasn't mean to me.
Oh.
And I said,
It's not
"Guys-"
authentic.
No,
one.
and I said, guys. Because some people do hate on him. I said, guys, he's just living his life. Don't hate on him because he's different now. And then it got a lot more love.
If you don't like it, suck a dick. Alright, so here we go.
I want to just say to we actually.
I'm just gonna blur the name
we
every
actually
time you
just
say it.
lose money making this podcast. So
Yeah.
put that in your pipe.
Yeah, we're down like 50 quid or something.
Put that in your pipe and
Alright,
smoke it.
I've got another
It's a
one.
hobby, man.
This is
We'll make money back one day.
Yeah.
This is
Again,
I'm just saying these names because they're funny.
I've
bro.
still blurred the names. You're just giving me more
Alright.
work. At the end of the
Never,
day,
he said, never heard so much cap. What?
watch the full clip and you
Never.
will know.
Alright.
Cat.
Okay. Chatting
Alert.
shit. Alright, Scott. Alright.
Very, very rude. Very, very harsh.
Alright.
Scott Pilgrim.
I hold the phone down because it cuts to your face.
Scott Pilgrim versus the world.
Again, blurred.
And he's replying to
Is he
Nathan
50
Devlin.
years old?
10. How the fuck did he get bullied by a train watcher? Ha ha ha.
We were best
How's your
friends.
response to that one, huh?
We were best friends. You just got it wrong.
Let me-
I showed the proof that we were best
Pretend I'm gonna say it to you.
Plus, Harry-
How the fuck did you get bullied by a train watcher? Ha
Harry
ha
was,
ha.
We were
Harry
best
was
friends.
acting up on that trip anyhow.
Watch the clip. We were actually
He
really.
just wants to know how you got bullied by a train watcher. Alright, okay. That answers that.
Let's just get a YouTube
Chief.
boxing match between you and Francis.
Imagine
Here's one as
the
well.
newest boxing match.
Okay.
Blurred.
What a name.
I'm just
He
blurring
says-
every name.
I know, you didn't need to tell me every time.
But you're giving me more work. I'm saying that because I'm hoping the next time you won't say the name.
Okay, cap that Donny. No, wait, you gotta hear the rest of it. He says this. Cap that Donny, calm.
Calm.
What, like,
still.
oh yeah, calm though.
What? What kind of fucking English is that? Who taught you literature, man?
That sentence is like a word scramble or something. You just put all the words in
Okay.
the wrong order.
His real name is Luke Nicholson.
We got another Luke.
I don't know who Luke Nicholson is. Alright. I hope this isn't true. But on the other hand, he did say he wanted to fit in. People sadly
Yeah,
click on the
that's
potential weed.
That's a good comment. That's nothing wrong with that.
That's by our boy. Okay.
It's funny because in the actual edit, it's gonna go. That's my boy Beep, and then you're gonna go Beep. 'Cause I'm
Okay, get
blurring
ready
the
for
names.
this one. Alright. Use that cap you're chatting to cover up that monstrosity of a haircut. Now that
See why I got a haircut now? No,
now that's a fucking line.
That's diabolical.
That's diabolical.
the hair stuff didn't really affect me because it's like when you keep hearing the same insult over and over, like it just
But the
it
thing
doesn't
is,
affect you
I
anymore.
looked at his profile and he had an even worse haircut
Really?
I'm a dead trim.
than fucking. Who can you think's got the worst haircut? Think of that person. This is that guy.
Okay, how many more have we got to go through?
No, that's it. I
Because-
think that's it now.
Okay.
Actually, I have one more. And he said, he says, I can't understand why. Leave it as that.
Fail
I
far.
can't understand why. Anyway, that's just the comment roundup. You know what I mean? I might do this a weekly thing. Look at the comments. Just
Round to get a few
round up
popular
the week.
clips every week then.
round up the best comments. But I'm gonna leave you this little picture here with the
What is that? Oh, it's cursed. So cursed.
That's the dark
I
lord
can't
system,
even look
man.
at that. I can't even.
why?
I don't like it.
That bitch is fun. Look at why are you looking like that?
It's actually making me feel weird. I don't like looking at that.
He's like looking at you like that, isn't he? Like, I don't know.
It's like. I don't know.
Alright.
So Cam, you said about some sort of condom thing, and I thought it'd
Yes,
be funny. I know
yes.
nothing about this. This Drake
I'm
thing.
surprised you guys haven't heard of this, because this has been
No.
a relatively hot topic as of late. So you know the very famous man himself, Drake.
Who? No, yeah, I'm joking. Yeah.
The man,
Champagne Pappy.
the sex god himself.
Yeah, champagne.
Yeah.
You know
Champ.
champagne. You know champagne Pappy.
Yeah.
Chuck Pappy's like doppelganger.
Yeah. He be-
What Mr.
We're
Bitches
both-
call him
got
out for
a bit of Canadian blood.
That guy, yeah? Oh, okay.
So you know,
Somebody once called him on his cell phone.
yeah. I mean,
They used to anyway.
They
They
bring him
used
up.
to.
they go to his house, but you know how he'd be shagging with. He's a top shagger. He
got
gets
stuff.
fine. He gets fine birds. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know he's not trying to be a baby daddy no more, so he always wears protection.
Have you heard the story of
finish his
Adidas?
story.
Sorry.
I'm ramping up into the
Okay,
story.
okay,
I'm
okay.
ramping up. Okay.
But have you heard the story of
So
Adidas?
he uses protection like a good man, and basically the way that he makes sure is that females can't inseminate themselves after.
Shut up!
Little
Shut
rap.
up! Shut up! Shut up!
So
I'm just saying
Kids outside.
to stop his semen being used.
Oh, semen is another kind of milk.
Being used.
We should play that clip later.
He pours hot sauce into the condom afterwards. To
Hang
destroy
on,
the semen.
hang on a minute. This sounds like a
Sound like cat.
It sounds like a
Sound like
rumor,
cat to
a
me.
fake,
Mate, this
a
has
fake
been
myth.
it's been hot news straight off the hot.
I thought it was
plate.
hot sauce.
Can I respond to that?
Been straight off.
Can I respond to that real quick?
Anyway, he puts
After
the
you.
hot sauce in,
Get
and then he puts them in the bin. But this supermodel tried to inseminate herself by putting the stuff in from the condom inside her, and she burnt her insides by like trying to get in.
And now she's gonna have like a demon baby.
So
Damn
now
thoughts.
she's
Demon hot
Damn
sauce baby.
thoughts.
now she's trying to sue Drake for damage because of the hot sauce.
She was damaged goods already.
Who do you think?
She's a flaw. What did you exploit?
Who do you think's at blame? Whose side are you on?
So I think overall this is stupid, but also I think if this is true, then you know, this is a bit of a weird way to burn his semen. Just take the condom
Flush it
with
down
you,
the- yeah.
make sure you know where it's going, throw it away directly. You don't need to like, maybe if you're so lazy you just want to leave the condoms at the girl's house, then you want to put the hot sauce in, but take it home. What are you doing now? That's a weird thing to do.
Listen, let me respond to that.
But secondly, like I just finished though. Secondly, the girl, like, firstly, the reason she's trying to put make a baby with Drake is obviously for if I have a baby with Drake, I'm gonna get millions in child support, all of that. Like, it's not 'cause she wants a child with him. Maybe she's sick and twisted in the way that she loves him so much she loves the thought of a child with him, but it's probably mainly for the money.
Maybe it's her-
So the reason she's suing for damages is again for money. So either way, it's her just being a
Drake's
money
a
hungry.
certified lover
But
boy.
Female.
maybe it's her like her female instincts though naturally want to have something growing inside of her.
Well, then meet someone you love and have a baby with them.
Yeah, but what if she has that urge like right there
Yeah.
and now? I need to be fulfilled.
Drake's a certified
Filled,
lover
yeah,
boy.
filled, alright.
Anyways,
Drake's a
Let me-
certified lover boy.
Yeah.
you know?
Certified
He doesn't
cougar.
pine
let me get this straight. Yeah. First of all, Drake, why the fuck are you using condoms?
Oh wait, hang on.
Let me get this straight. For Drake, why the fuck are you using condoms, man? Listen. Yeah?
Just get a
I'm telling you
vasectomy.
right now, yeah. Listen, your boy Almighty LK. I'm no Drake. I'm no Drake. Alright, I'm just letting you know I'm no Drake. Yeah, but bro, why are you using condoms? It's an L, man. Like it feels like shit, man. What are you doing? So you actually telling me that you're smashing these women, these beautiful women, and you're going in like wrapped up like a fucking present. Like, what are you doing? Come on, man, you gotta feel that shit. You gotta feel that shit. So this is a message to Drake. Put down the condoms, man. Put down the condoms.
Hashtag condoms no more. No, I'm joking. No, wear a condom.
Hashtag
he is an idiot.
Hashtag
an idiot.
Hashtag raw is law.
Think.
Listen.
Use
This
protection.
This episode's
Yo, listen,
Durex.
listen, raw is law, okay? That's what they say. Raw is law, baby.
This episode's
Idiot.
sponsored by Durex.
I'm sorry, I don't like
This
calling people
guy's trying,
idiots.
don't let this
You
guy
are.
fool you. He didn't use condoms for shit.
Don't let this guy fool you. You need to wear protection, and if you don't, you might have a child, and then you're gonna blame
get
this man
You might
for
get
your
an
whole life.
STD.
So don't do it, alright? Listen to me, the wise one. Wear condom, okay?
Listen, who
Forget what he said. He's an idiot.
listen, this is a message to all the
Man,
fellas out
you
there.
said it like Eric.
Yo, this
This
is
idiot, man.
Idiot.
this is a message to all the fellas out there. Yeah, if you ever get a girl, if you get a girl pregnant and you don't want that shit, my message to you is just to run away, man. Do your shit, man. Run away. Yeah, get the hell out of there.
I think
man.
this is coming from some sort of maybe deep-rooted trauma or something, because the average man would never say such just terrible things as this man is. So just ignore him.
It's not your. I remember, fellas. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. That's the pussy was that
What
good.
do you mean?
Not it.
It's not your fault.
Let's move on. I think.
That's it, man.
Harry, do
You
you
just gotta let the fellas know, man. You know.
do you promote safe sex?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Breeze podcast does.
What is safe sex? What is safe sex in your eyes?
Breeze podcast promotes safety in
what's-
all
what is
manners
safe
of
sex?
life.
Breeze podcast promotes raw as law.
Facts. You learn that in Glory University, man.
Well, Mighty L might, but Breeze podcast doesn't. And if you're part of Breeze podcast, then you
Alright,
support
answer
safety.
this question.
Glory
Honestly.
University got you twisted.
What feels better, condom or raw? Answer honestly right now.
What? All right, I'll ask you a question then to counteract that. What feels better, living a life with childless or having a million children?
I don't
depending
have
on
any
you?
kids, yeah.
Yeah, that's what you
Did
think,
you
mate.
know the
Yeah,
average
I don't know.
child-
Listen, if any of my kids are watching, just don't. I'm not your dad. Right?
The average child up to the age of 18 would cost the average taxpayer 200 grand or something.
Yeah, you're really about to mess this world up
Do you
like
want to
that.
pay 200 grand?
What's wrong with you?
I got.
What's wrong with you?
I don't care, man.
Oh hell nah.
Oh.
Okay,
It's not just me. I'm not guilty.
Hashtag.
I'm not guilty.
there's one thing that we ain't gonna have time for, so we'll have to do that next week. I was like, there'll be a segment where we play Halo Infinite, the new Halo, and we'll kill some
I'm
people.
excited for that.
But we'll have to do it next week because obviously we've got more time, but
You
we don't have
know,
enough time to play a game.
I'm a certified Halo boy. I've played Halo my whole
Did you play
life.
Infinite then? Have you played it
No, I
yet?
played it, yeah.
I played it last night just to see what it's like. I'm so it's fun, but I'm so bad at it.
The,
Die all the time.
the
I got like
game-
2 kills and like 50 deaths.
the game that I've been glued into recently has got to be this game called Stride on VR, where it's basically the best way to describe it is have you ever played Mirror's Edge?
Yeah, the parkour.
It's basically Mirror's Edge in VR. Set your across.
That's pretty cool. Does it feel like you're actually moving, like your brain, like
Yeah,
oh
it's trippy, and then you get to an edge and you're like, are you sure you can make that gap? And then you fall down the gap and you shit yourself.
yeah,
Moving the bike.
yeah. We have to move Luke's drink out of the way every time it gets in the way of
Every
Cam.
5 minutes of this podcast.
That's a better idea. Yeah.
Every 5 seconds of this podcast is going to be the sound of the bike. That's like, mate,
So-
that was a sloppy toppy sound then.
Oh, brilliant.
Sloppy topic.
The skull.
Anyway,
It's a vulgar podcast.
Ah, sloppy topic in a minute, man.
anyway,
University sloppy toppy
so-
certification.
Trust.
So yeah, as I said, I'm going on a date later. I've got a busy day today.
What a
Busy.
sim. What a sim.
You go on a date.
What can I say to that guy? He gets everything wrong. No
Such a
offense.
sim, man.
You got
Going on a date with a girl, mate. That's a player move.
That's such a simp move.
Wait,
Yeah,
so,
you might think that because you can't get one, you're jealous.
So Harry,
You're talking to Romeo here.
today,
Yeah.
You know I'm
Yeah.
Romeo, right?
You're
Like,
Romeo,
I'm
don't you, bro?
no, bitches have actually
Says the
called me
one.
Romeo.
Says the one that's saying
Oh.
that's not cool if you go on a date. All right, Romeo.
Well, that's what some girls have said.
Listen, I'm going to meet a Juliet later.
Romeo.
So who's the true
You're more of a
Romeo?
Benvolio, Harry. Okay? That's what you
A
are.
Malvolio. I Malvolio.
So your schedule today, yeah, is record Breeze podcast, go on a date, go to a family meal, and then go.
Mate,
out
I'm gassed though because I'm treating it as prees the date, so and the meal. So I'm gonna have a couple of drinks actually before I go to
You're
the
gonna
date.
do shots at the mill.
Nah. But like, I'm gonna have a couple of drinks before I go to the meal, to the date. And then when I'm on the date with the girl, we're just gonna go. We'll go to All Bar One. That's my dating spot, my dating hotspot. If you've ever seen me there, it's because I'm on a date. and then we're gonna have a few drinks there, which would be good. And then I'm gonna go to a meal with my family.
Yeah, you could bomb at the mill, you know.
Nah. I just have a few vodka lemonades with my food and all that. You know how it is. And then I'll get pretty drunk there. And then they're gonna drop me in town. I'm sorted, mate. Have a good night out. Let it commence.
So what's going on with this date then?
Oh. Sorry, what? I was just gonna say. Wait, before I answer your question, I gotta say something. What you did? You know when you went?
Clip.
Do you remember back in like year 6, right? In my primary school, everyone used to go like this, and they used to go brat 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 brat. They go. They used to do it in school. Mate, kids were fucking weirdos. That was like cool to do. Well, you're good at it.
Knock on the door.
Ow, it hurts, doesn't it?
Yeah, before you're bored, man.
Luke, can you do it? Yeah.
Hello.
Mate,
arthritis.
We gotta bring it back. Old school.
So what's going
Actually
on?
hurts.
What's going on with this date then?
Brat.
What's the plan?
When I see her on a date, I'm gonna go. It's all right. I'll say, her name, and I'm gonna go. Brat.
Hello, shorty.
Nah, but
She's gonna hug me. I'll be like, bitch, you thought. Bitch, you thought.
So like,
I'll go, honey.
what's she like? What? Are you actually trying to like? Are you bringing her back to yours? What's going on?
No, so I'm just meeting her, seeing how it goes, and then I'm going on a night out. So you know.
Take your CV with you.
Every time. It's just,
Why do I even tell you things? Man?
really? What? It's 2022. Who goes down a date for a drink and does nothing afterwards?
I might see her again, and the next time, things might pursue.
It's
a first date.
I swear.
Listen, if she was gonna have sex with me on the first date, then she's not the one.
Nah.
Mate, we're starting. I swear we make the same podcast.
She doesn't need to be the one.
Yeah, I just ignore it.
Why does she need to be the one?
Either agree with him. I just agree with him.
What's your obsession?
Yeah, I agree, man. Yeah, why's she got to be? Yeah,
What is your obsession of the one being the one?
I mean, yeah, what's my obsession, man? Like, if I just agree with you.
Saying though, like,
I know, I'm just saying as well. Like, yeah, you're right.
I know I'm right.
Yeah, I know you're right too. I don't need to tell you that. No, nobody needs to. No.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Are you gonna go and call over the mariachi band and they're gonna start playing the guitar?
Yes.
The little Spanish.
I'm gonna be the ones that go. Mr. Stuntman, play me.
So what's her qualities then? She got a fat ass?
I don't know.
What? She got on a date with a girl. You don't even know if she got a fat ass or not.
I'm not about
kind of homework
that.
have you
I'm not
done?
disrespectful.
Are you looking for bunda?
What's she got? What's good about her for a date then?
Is she a bunda langers?
Like, I'm trying to work out why.
I don't need to answer to you.
Has she got big tits?
I don't need to answer anything to you.
Has she got a pretty face?
I don't need to answer anything to
Luke, are
you.
you saying on a date?
Do you think if she wasn't good looking, I would go on a date with her?
I just asked if you got fat. She said you don't know.
If she wasn't good looking, I wouldn't go on a date with her. Let's just say that, because obviously you have to be attracted to somebody to be into them. That's what I'm gonna say. I'll let you know how it goes next episode.
Is your checklist for like a date just bunda langers?
I don't do dates. I just smash, baby.
That's what he says, but really,
Lord,
he wants to smash, but it doesn't actually happen.
The last date I had was a very long time. Was pretty much my ex. Like, I don't do dates, baby.
If there's a girl watching this and you want to date Luke,
You're there, Cam. Don't worry.
if you're a girl watching this and you like the look of Luke, hit us up on BBM.
Nah, man.
I don't think they're gonna
Save
want
your
to
time.
after this.
Save your time. It doesn't bother me. I'm not really a date guy. Like I said, I like keeping it mutual. If you want to smash, just smash. But I ain't trying to be in love with you. Like, you know, there's a very famous line. There's a very famous quote from my boy Chief Sosa. He says, "Love no thoughts." That's what he says.
No, he said, "Love thy thought."
No.
Love thy neighbour.
That's Jesus Christ. Being Christ, Jesus Christ, and Byron.
Never heard that before. What's that?
That's the Sidewalk NYC, in it.
Never heard that before. What's that?
Give a heard. You know the guy that it's a hard hair holidays. Get it right.
No, never heard that before. What's that?
The weird guy who always goes Byron.
Listen, I've
my
never heard
God.
that before. What is that?
Oh,
what
God.
is
It's on
that?
TikTok.
Probably,
You
yeah.
missed
I
the
don't watch
culture.
TikTok.
You ain't been part of culture. For
TikTok, I don't like TikTok except from when Mike
tapped
clips are
in,
on
man.
there.
You were famous on it, so they.
Nah, I got 150k views once, but I was looking
Yeah,
back at
for
that.
that-
I had to private that
You were
account.
out in Debenhams.
Yeah, I was looking back at that account. It's so cringe. I had to like.
But at the time, I said it was cringe. You wouldn't listen to me.
Because the views were speaking for themselves.
See how it always
The
comes
views
back.
were speaking louder than you, so...
Yeah, but who was right in the end, Harry?
And everyone was showing me
But
support.
who was right in the end? You saying it now? You're saying it's cringy.
The only
And I said
thing
this at the start.
But it paved the way for Bree's podcast TikTok, so it had to be done. It had to happen.
Just know
Had to.
the
What, in the
only,
multiverse? In
the
the
only
vast
account of
multiverse?
mine that's trending anywhere is on Tinder, so that speaks for itself.
Yeah.
So, guys, what are your predictions for 2022?
What do you mean?
What I said?
What's gonna happen?
Wait, before
Yeah,
we
like,
go
just
to-
in general, like, what's going to happen,
Before we do that, can we go on to the topic of Boris Johnson and what he got up to the other day?
if you want.
Scandalous.
That he was getting scatty in a party, getting real scatty.
He was walking
Listen.
around with a thing of Henny.
Boris, mate, this is my message to you. I don't give a fuck you had a party. Like, we've all had a party, mate. We've all been there, yeah? The thing I'm annoyed about is, why didn't you not invite me? Like, you know me?
Why don't you not invite Breeze?
You know me? Like, come on. Yeah, why you not invite
The
us?
Breeze Boys.
We would have pulled up. You know? We would have pulled up, you know? Hopped out,
It's
you know?
Out the door.
Yeah,
with the
wagon.
4-4.
Hopped out the wagon.
number 10 style.
Number 10 style.
Hopped out the suicide doors.
Some chinos and some open top deck shoes. You know what I'm
Bring the
saying?
Jack Daniels, bring the Henny.
Yeah.
Suit and tie, you know. Dicky bow.
That's all we asked for, Boris. Invite us next time, okay?
Yeah. If you're going to have a party, let us come.
Hit us up.
Yeah.
We'll bring, like, the sausage rolls.
We're trying to get free.
Because I know what their parties are probably like. We'll bring the sausage rolls. Not possage poles.
We'll bring the blue passport. We'll bring the vegan sausage rolls.
And we'll sing, "Have you got your passport?"
We're trying to get freak with them MPs, man. Like, come on.
It's not MPs. It's. No, I can't.
Skitty bop.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to see Theresa May. You feel me?
I'm trying to see Theresa May.
But
Without,
get down. I'm trying to see her get down, man. Throw it back.
Without a trouser maze on.
Yeah, man. I want to see her throw it back.
Theresa May more like no trouser maze.
Your fundamentals.
Theresa more like
Go bust it.
my D's and that, sir. My Deezer. Boris more like BJ more like below J.
I'm trying to be like Richard Madden in The Bodyguard, straight up.
I don't know what you mean. What's that?
Have you not seen The Bodyguard?
Oh, I hated that film. We watched it. We watched it in the cinema.
No, not the Whitney Houston one.
That's a singer, isn't it? Whitney
Hitman's
Houston.
Bodyguard.
No,
That was the worst film ever.
So there's a 1980s film.
Oh, the Whitney Houston one. I know
Yeah,
that
the
one,
Whitney Houston one.
Yeah.
Then there's the TV show that I'm talking about. Richard Madden is the bodyguard, and he basically like bangs the Home Secretary. And then there's
I've done that
the
before.
Hitman's bodyguard and the Hitman's wife's bodyguard.
The worst films ever made.
Yo, you know what
That's
I do
so
though?
bad.
If I went to one of them parties, I'd be like, listen, I'm Obama, you know.
I mean, Yo Bomb.
Almighty
Yo
Bam.
Bomb.
Yeah. I'd be like, I care about the people. Okay. Me and Michelle, you know.
Do you remember that meme
Care
where?
about America.
Do you remember that Obama meme where it was like, Michelle, Michelle, these edibles ain't shit. You remember that?
What?
I'll show you a clip. Michelle, these
He's always
edibles.
bringing Michelle into it, innit? I love that, man.
Obama.
Let's go equals.
That's one of my
SP
videos.
back. Yeah,
Edibles
YouTube's darkest
meme.
mystery.
This one, and Obama takes an edible.
It's
Michelle, this edible ain't shit.
It's just a meme.
Yeah. Let's watch it one more time.
Michelle, this edible ain't shit.
It doesn't even sound like him though. What the
No,
hell?
it's him. It's him.
Yeah, it's him. Yeah.
It's him. It's because he was high. That's why. What the hell's that? Can't watch it because of copyright. Because Spotify now. So.
Shout out
Do you
Obama, man.
remember that channel we were watching the other week where it's that like emo girl like doing the weird dance?
Yeah.
We need
You
to
said the
watch-
other week. That was like a year ago.
No, it wasn't.
6
It was
months
a couple
ago.
months ago.
Nah,
Felt like a
We
long
should
time.
watch that on the podcast.
We should. How would we find it though?
Yeah.
How would we find it again? Because we randomly came across it from. What was it from?
Headbanging.
Yeah.
Should we watch a headbang?
Yeah, mate, it could come up if we type in headbanging. He was like,
Wait, let's watch this. I didn't laugh at
Okay.
that.
Funny.
Nah.
A lot of these like meme stuff.
Oh wait, let's watch the clip from my most recent vlog to promote the vlog. So basically, wait, let me pause this real quick.
The love
Basically,
song.
I was in London on the other weekend and I made a vlog, and basically I met this homeless man and I was like, he was like playing a trumpet or like didgeridoo with like a traffic cone. Yeah, but they didn't. Whoa!
Your bin keeps falling over.
Oh mate, my bin just fell over. That's just
Lost it.
dirty, mate. And I was like, yo, make me a song. And here we go.
Okay. Yes.
I'm trying to. I always wonder what he was saying. I like a good one.
Oh, it's old Harry.
Yeah.
What do you call that song? Made up bollocks. Song of Love. Alright, Song of Love. And that's singing
I gave him £4. So and then I was like, do you want to be in my vlog? And he was like,
You could have
yeah.
given him more than that. Huh?
That's all I had. That's a lot of money. So
Yo, Harry.
Did you toss a coin to your witch?
yeah. I tossed a coin. I tossed a coin to a vagrant. Nah.
Yo, Harry, I've got a question for you.
Wait, scroll up.
Oh.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh.
I got.
I saw a nice picture.
Yeah, you saw something.
Oh. Wait, I like it from there,
No,
but I
she's
don't.
not-
Man, how are
man,
you just
yeah.
on Instagram?
Anyway,
She's
what were you
knocked
gonna
up,
say?
man.
What were you gonna say?
Would you do you? I was gonna ask you this last week. You told me to wait till next week. Do you
Oh.
believe in the lunar movement landing?
Oh yeah, I remember you saying this.
Yeah.
Nah, not really.
Tell me reasons why. Because we're on the same page. So.
I am a man very much of, everything is possible, anything is possible. So just because I'll still obviously be more inclined to be believing in certain avenues of something, but I also stay open to I could be wrong and stuff. But I think, in my opinion, I'm more on the understanding that maybe it didn't happen, just because I just think back to then, like, it was a very political thing, like the space race, who could get there first, and why wouldn't, it made a lot of sense just to fake it, to get there first. If you look at the footage, like, there's a lot of stuff which can be, I wouldn't say easily, but you can look at it and think, well, I could maybe discredit this because of this, because of that. Like, there's a lot of different reasons why. And I also think, like, when you look at live streams on YouTube, Twitch, all that, like, a lot of the time they're cutting out, and that's just from Earth. How the hell did they live stream, broadcast? Apparently they did.
No, it was.
They live streamed it.
Launch was live streamed.
They streamed it to the
Google
TVs in real time, apparently.
Google it.
But how did was the moon landing live streamed? Because I'm pretty sure they did. I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, streamed live. Maybe I'm wrong. Again, I could be wrong.
No, I saw the same one. I was definitely saying the same.
It was broadcast.
Yeah, it's broadcasted live.
It was the first all-night broadcast. What?
I doesn't. Oh, skip the bullshit. I just want to see yes or no.
Hold on.
Oh, Mr. Kennedy.
Broadcast tells me that I think it was live.
it
A broadcast live is basically a live.
I
stream.
swear I asked my nan and she was like, I'm pretty sure it was live.
Yeah.
So it's like, how
It's pretty
the
well known.
if I'm streaming to you guys and it cuts out, then how the hell was it perfectly streamed in the 60s? In the 60s
And-
to little
yeah.
TVs,
Yeah, but
like.
it's not an internet signal.
No, I know, but it's
It's
the technology.
black-
like,
it's
was
a
it there?
Black and white broadcast
Yeah, it was
signal.
done by
It's
radio
way
waves,
stronger.
radio waves, right? But I'm still like, even like live broadcasts on TV, which are done by the same kind of waves and stuff. It can still have problems. But the thing is about the moon landing, right? It's like, remember, like, they came out as well a couple years later saying, like, it's always like, because of the amount of radiation belt you have to go through, it's always impossible to survive, like, reaching the moon surface as a man, even in protective gear. But like, that's like a different story for another day. But the thing is, I believe they actually did send a rocket, whatever they built, into outer space. But I believe the actual footage of them actually being on the moon and stuff was live broadcasted from a different location,
Like a studio.
almost like a studio.
Well, they would have to build the set for it, and
Yeah.
so studio. Yeah, like.
Because like,
So you think they went, but the thing
no,
they showed.
I believe they sent like, satellites are basically in outer orbit, which is pretty much space. So I'm saying they could so building a rocket to go out of space, whatever, or outside of orbit is easy, right? But I don't believe once that was like real, whatever, got sent out.
Because they showed it going up.
Yeah, going out.
They sent something
but
up.
I'm saying, like, people actually being inside that rocket or whatever, and then landed on the moon and stuff. I don't believe it. I think
fair
it's
enough.
just way too much out of there. Like
The camera would have been attached to a cable that would have fed to the rocket, which is basically a giant metal antenna that would then broadcast it to a satellite that would be close to Earth's orbit, and then it would broadcast it to a station on Earth.
So what do you believe it did or it didn't?
I do.
You think it happens?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Could
Just
it happen? Could
some
not.
of
Who
the,
knows?
Some of the footage where they're falling over it and stuff, and because they're trying to get used to it, is like pretty hard to
pretty good
replicate.
acting.
There's some stuff that is like a little bit sketchy, a little bit suspicious, but I have seen some stuff that's like.
I think it's just like I just think it's way too, especially like the fact that we don't like, especially in modern day, like we don't really. The last people went to the moon or whatever was in the 90s and stuff like.
No, they didn't go to the moon again. It was that time. It's not happened since.
No, but they've said like, okay, well,
obviously they've sent things to the moon. I'm pretty sure, but rovers, but not people.
The thing. The last one was the last lunar landing was in the 90s.
Nah, it was
Apollo
one. They only did
13,
Apollo
12 or whatever it was.
I swear they never went back to the moon. They only went to the moon
Google's
once.
got the answer.
Because that's another thing people say. Like, oh, if it happened,
I
why
say it
didn't
in
people go
brackets.
again?
I say it in brackets the moon, by the way.
I swear. What do I
When
ask?
was the last moon landing?
Yeah, I swear it was only one time. Like few with people.
Apollo 17.
1972, but like, was people on that though? Were people on that? You know, or is it just a thing sent there? Probe thing, not probe, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, Apollo 17 was a manned rocket. I'm pretty sure I've seen.
So they
Apollo
did go
17.
again? I didn't know. I thought they only went once. How many times? I'll say how many times did they go to the moon? How many times? How many times did did they? Can't type when I'm under pressure.
You know,
go to the moon.
The moon and space exploration.
6? What?
Yeah. You know the.
See, there's one in 1999. See, it was
1969 was the original.
Yeah.
Oh mate, I never knew. I thought it was one time only.
No,
Don't teach you much at school, do they?
the moon and lunar exploration has been in the spotlight recently again, because Elon Musk sent up a Heavy Falcon rocket.
You crashed it.
Yeah, it's gonna crash into the moon. It's gonna be the first like moon accident.
Moon accident.
Yeah, because whatever the thruster managed to make it out of orbit, and it ran out of fuel. And it's on the gravity, and gonna get onto the gravity of the moon and crash on the moon.
It's better doing that than crashing it into Earth, isn't it? So, what can you do? Yeah.
There's definitely reasons why we haven't like tried to like go back or whatever. Even if we did go, like I'm saying, like there must be some reasons behind why it's not like a big thing to like.
I think if we're gonna say it did happen again, it could have, it could not have. Like I'm always open to anything.
50-50, yeah.
Like, but I think probably a big reason, if it is like a thing they've gone to the moon, is a lot of funding. Like NASA gets funded, doesn't it? And they can take funding away, they can give them funding, and they've got to prioritize where their funding goes to. So it could be to do with like the money to go there. It's not worth it. Like we don't need to go there. There's nothing there. Do you know what I mean?
Or some things.
Why are they going? There's nothing there from what we understand. So it's like, could be that.
Did you know?
Could be more other suspicious reasons.
Did you know after
Sus.
World War II, the US government basically they took some of the best Nazi scientists and used them to work on projects in NASA and stuff like that.
They did.
I got one for that
program.
So, leading on what from Cam said, like that's totally right. They took a lot of the Nazi German scientists, like the best minds in the world, ever. Back them times, right? There was a project called I think it's called like the Philadelphia Project or something like that. It's one of the like weird secret government things they did years ago, and basically it's like they were trying to work out because back then there was a lot of like wars like on the sea and stuff. A lot of like
naval warfare.
Yeah, a lot of like warfare and like, water and shit and submarines, whatever. And basically, them scientists were working on a project, the Philadelphia Project, where your ship or whatever the case is, your submarine would basically be kind of invisible to the eye, to the naked eye. Especially like back then, their technology stuff, it's pretty much invisible. And the technology, basically, this is what they say was happened in the files, whatever, in government files.
Oh wait, hang on.
That's what they say. What happened in government files, but apparently they achieved that. They managed to achieve invisibility, pretty much, the naked eye on the ship. But what happened was, and take this at your own thing, but this was written down in government files, okay? When they pressed the button or whatever to make it invisible, whatever the case is, they did. The ship actually, it went wrong. It disappeared, but it reappeared in a different location. What they're saying is they kind of mistakenly invented teleportation. But the weird thing was, when it reappeared, whatever, these the soldiers on that boat were fused into the framework of the boat and shit. They were all it was fucked.
I might have heard this.
It was all that because obviously
just gonna write something down so I don't forget. Because I want to say something after.
The teleportation, whatever the fucking is, going down to the atomic level, innit? So yeah, they're basically rearranged almost, pretty much. But they're saying what happened? When that happened, they had to scrap the project because it was just too much or whatever. But I don't know. But it's those little secret things.
I know what you're on about, because the U.S. Navy were really interested in submarines after World War II and coming up on the Cold War, because towards the Cold War, and in World War II, we had a really strong submarine kind of fleet, and the US wanted to copy what we had, and they had loads of training drills called the Sky Shield Project, where they basically wanted to see how good they are at defending from submarines, because the Soviets had submarines as well. And basically, every time we had really advanced submarines, and we could creep up to the shoreline of places to New York and stuff like that. And every time we beat the Americans, so they pumped loads of money into submarine projects.
Yeah, they did, exactly. It's they got loads of them weird experiment projects. There's loads of all on YouTube, conspiracy stuff.
Yeah,
they got some shady projects, man. Weird stuff.
There's talks of
mind control shit. It's weird, man.
There's talks of the fact that invisibility cloaking to a degree can be possible through the use of fibre optics.
They have a cloaking technique at the moment, don't they? With it's a shield thing they'll put, not a shield, but as you call a Windows bit, a shield, that sort of shield, and it sort of bends the light around it so you can literally see it becomes invisible, and a lot of military are trying to implement that,
exactly,
with tanks and
they said they got the like I said, this was back in the 1940s or 50s, whenever this project was. So obviously their minds had the technology or whatever, the brain to do it, but it's not safe. I guess it wasn't safe at the time, whatever. So
and there will always be technology, advanced. There will always be advanced technology that we'll never know about. We see advanced technology, and then you got to think, well, probably they have stuff a lot more advanced than this, but this is what they're willing to show us.
Yeah, and he probably had that technology. Military, especially, probably had a lot of the technology, like laptops and phones and stuff. Military had it first, before we got given it to the public.
Maybe its own sort of iteration of that, which we wouldn't recognise, maybe. But maybe, who knows?
Yeah, the way like I was saying, the way fibre optics works is what you were saying, how the way the light hits it and it bends around it.
That's called refraction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I know my shit.
Do you know, when you said about the submarine thing, it made me think of this other story. This isn't
project.
Not a project, but more like a mystery story, you know. And it's true story. It was from, I don't know what year, 1800s, 1900s, something like that, 1700s maybe. It was a lot of when there was a lot of naval sort of people. Basically, you might have heard this, but there was a relatively large ship. It's more of one of those convoy ones where it's just, it's taking passengers to different locations. It's not like pirate ship or anything. But obviously it was back when there would be lots of pirates around, so there's that worry. But anyway, there's this ship, and it's, sailing from one place to the other, and, there's a crew, obviously, there's people on there, and I think it was the ship went missing, and people eventually went out to search for it, sent a search party, and they found the ship. But when they found the ship, all like 100 and whatever people that were meant to be on it were nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
And everything was still how it was meant to be. Like all the beds were still like made or whatever. You know, like all the food was still there on plates. Like it was just like people were just there and then they were gone. And the whole thing is, the mystery is like, where did the people go? You know, there was no sign of like a mutiny where the crew took over because there was no damage.
Yeah.
There was no blood. You know, there's no dead bodies on the boat. It was all literally pristine condition. It would be the only way to like in our minds to justify how that would have happened is if they all decided to stand on the edge of the boat and jump off and leave everything intact. But obviously, why would that have happened?
Yeah.
So the question is, where did they go? How did they disappear? And why was the boat still intact?
I think I know. It's one of the Bermuda Triangle ones, isn't it?
I don't know.
Did they not? Is that the end of the story? There's no like.
Yeah,
conspiracy?
nobody knows. Like obviously, different people have loads of different theories, but you know what do you think?
Because I remember that story. I'm
Probably 42 said about it or something.
Yeah, or riddle.
I think it was one of the like Bermuda Triangle ones.
Could have been.
Have you ever been to the Bermuda Triangle?
Yeah, I go there all the time.
Yeah, I went on cruise once and like it like was in that like region, like near it. Well, like I didn't go through it, but it was in that region.
You can't go through it, can you?
Yeah, you can.
At your own peril.
I mean, no, ships can go through it. Like it's not.
It's dangerous.
It's
though.
not. Yeah, it's not like it's because there's a lot of like.
I don't think you'd go through that unless you had no choice. You know.
I mean, yeah, a lot of like cargo and shit goes through that all the time. But I mean, it is shady, like because there's been a lot of shit happen there. But the thing is about the Bermuda Triangle as well. It's like it's the way it's positioned and like on the way on
equator
on the
and
earth
stuff.
and stuff. Like it's very like.
Prone to storms.
It's a very
now,
scientific area. Do you know what I mean? Like things are shifting. Like there's a lot of like it's weird. Like you know what I mean?
You get like flash storms come out.
Fucks with planes like instruments and shit. Like, it's not good.
And naturally, when things like that always happen. Oh, that being said, though, if the boat was in pristine condition and the Bermuda Triangle is not a very easy trip through, how does that work out then? You'd think the ship would be wrecked or at least a bit damaged.
Maybe they went through some portal.
Yeah.
What? Who knows?
That's how they.
Anything's
the whole
possible.
thing with, like Bermuda Triangle is they're still investigating it because there's so many stuff happens where it's like sometimes they're just going through. There'll be blue sky and out of nowhere it'll just be a storm and like.
But obviously there can't have been a storm because the boat was everything was exactly intact. Nothing was damaged.
Yeah.
Food was still on the plates. Like.
So yeah, but like planes fall out of the sky for no reason. Like the signals just get jammed. Like random stuff just happens.
Yeah.
I heard about one story about the Bermuda Triangle. Like you know when like these like whirlpools happen in sea and stuff. There was like I think like some like I guess I can't remember if it was a plane or a boat, whatever. But something.
Or a bird or a plane.
Something. Yeah, something. I think it fell into the water, or whatever, and I think it was actually a plane. Actually, it crashed into the water, and like a little like like one pilot ones. Went to the water and it hit one of these like whirlpools, and the whirlpool like obviously sucked it down, but the actual like speed and like velocity like it pulled it down was like it was so fucking quick. Like he ended up like miles away, like fucking miles away, like where his position was, but it was in seconds, and so like it's almost like one end of the whirlpool took him to like another place on the water on the earth, but it happened so quickly, like it was within seconds. So like they're thinking like, is there like some sort of like thing about these whirlpools that can take? It's almost like
it might
portal, but like it's like a
natural sort of
like a
portal. If
yeah.
Because there's supposed to be stuff with the fact that like the way it's a triangle is because there's a current of water going that way, a current of water going that way, and a current of water going that way, and sometimes the currents of water get closer to each other and make the whirlpool.
But they're saying like if they could not mechanically but somehow like scientifically you safely use these kind of like whirlpools whatever for like it could be or like to work out how they actually work, they could use it in real life, or I guess in real life you could say, but it's almost like it's weird, isn't it? Like because imagine being like in Africa and you end up in like near Egypt, like not Egypt, like
That is Africa.
yeah, I'm not saying. We'll end up like in the fucking
America.
Yeah, in like America,
Yeah, Australia.
like, in the
Well,
war.
in my head, when you explain that, like what I envision in my head, just naturally as you explain it, it's like if there's like a whirlpool, you know, it's kind of going like that, and obviously the air, it's like air getting sucked. So like if you do it in the water in the bath, you can see the pot of air. So maybe that pocket of air is going along, and then the other end of it is another whirlpool, and that's why you get transported. So maybe he just got sucked through that because obviously the air is going to be like really powerful, like gusts of wind. You get sucked through that.
Speed you must go at to end up in almost in another region of the earth.
And the force of which you would be. I'm surprised he didn't die.
I mean, I can't remember the story. Maybe he did die when he crashed, but I'm just saying like that's where the plane.
If he died though when he crashed, who would have been there to tell the story?
Well, I don't know. I mean, that's you got to take the stories at your own like peril.
Grain of salt, pinch of salt.
But it wouldn't. It's not like the most far-fetched thing like in the world because whirlpools do work in a way where they do like suck you and can throw you out somewhere else. You know what I mean? It's just like how fast is that? Fucking hell, that's like almost the speed. Not the speed of light, but that's
no. It's probably not even a fraction of the speed of light.
No, it's not. But it's just like it's still fucking quick. Like you know what I mean? That's crazy.
Talking of a bit of conspiracy theory stuff. Have you guys ever like heard of the conscious test?
What's that?
Where you ask like someone in your family, a friend, or like someone you meet on the street to try and explain how they're conscious on the same level as you, and they can't do it.
I mean, it's a deep subject.
Yeah.
What even is consciousness at the end of the day?
Harry, explain how you're on the same level as
I would say, who knows? I'm not you, so how would I know? The only way to know that is if you were somehow able to become the other person and be yourself at the same time to compare.
But what's the conspiracy about it, dude?
So
there isn't one.
The conspiracy is that there's only a few people.
Just philosophy.
There's only a few people on the planet that are actually conscious, and the other people are just like programmed in or something, or like supposed to just kind of just help you follow out your story.
Yeah.
No, it's quite interesting. Like what's his name?
Oh, that guy.
Einstein's theory of relativity, where he says, no, actually, this might not be the theory of relativity. You know the theory of like.
Let's do it time.
If there is something equals it's there's oh fuck man.
See you later, guys. How's it?
It's something to do with gravity. Or no, that's Newton's law. I mean, that's Newton's law. Where there's like
Isaac.
Every reaction has an opposite and equal.
They should have called it Isaac.
There we go. Every reaction has an equal. Was it? Yeah.
Equal and opposite reaction.
Yeah, exactly. And like, if you apply that to your everyday life, what do you think you get?
I get what you mean. Like consequences, kind of like.
It's like it always comes back around. Yeah,
you have 1,000 different pathways a day.
If you apply that to the law of life, then you could say, in a sense, it's in another word for that is karma, kind of. You know what I mean? That's where a lot of
that's where it derived from.
Yeah, that's why people believe in like the karma, you know, like and certain things like that, and you can kind of make sense of it because if you do something bad, like if you apply it to Newton's law, and if you do something good, whatever, it could come back around and.
What goes around comes around.
Exactly.
Well, that also reminded me of something similar. Like, you know, there's the idea of the multiverse. I'm not talking about Marvel. I'm talking about the real idea of it. So, like, obviously, if that's true, and there's like or not even that, but if there's just tons of realities and there's tons of versions of you, it's like you heard of like the constants and variables sort of idea, where it's like everything could be a constant between all versions of you, where the same outcome will happen, but the variables can be that each version of you goes about it a different way. So I think I put an example here. Like if there was another version of me out there, like the constant is that. Just a little example. The constant is that I went out on the weekends. Either way, like every version of me went out on that weekend, but the variable is I might choose to go out on Friday. The other version of me might choose to go out on Saturday. It's just an example, but like it's stuff like that, or like you know. But then it's hard. But then at the same time, it's like, if that is true and the same thing happens regardless, what if the variables are completely different? Like in the Cold War, when whoever it was literally had his finger on the button and it could have destroyed the world. Well, that's a variable whether he pushes it or doesn't push it. But then how is the constant the same? Maybe the constant is the world would get destroyed at some point anyway. It's just the variable is it happens in a different time.
Well, maybe
that's what it is.
Maybe there's like so many like, let's say it gets to the point where you're at like there's so many different versions of yourself. Like you could, like you said, it didn't have to be just a week edit because so many possibilities of yourself could have gone out on that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It'll always come back.
The
around.
constant is I'll always go out. The variables,
exactly.
It could be any day that each version of me chooses or whatever, or myself chooses.
It's an infinite amount, so it doesn't matter how many. Whether you got on that day, your other version of you might go on another day, but you know what I mean. It's
the
still
same
like,
thing. It's the same thing that happens.
Yeah,
and that made when I was saying about I would kind of just
time moves differently in the multiverse.
Yeah, but I just kind of figured something out for myself then when I said, well, how would that work? Because it's like at the end of the day, everything is going to happen at some point, and that's the constant. The variable is that it will happen at different points, or whatever. Like again, as I said with the pushing the button on the nuke. If he pushed that button, the world would have like been destroyed or whatever.
Yeah.
Like nuclear war destroyed. The constant is the world will be destroyed, but the variable is that it could have been destroyed then, but because it didn't, it will eventually be destroyed in like 1 million years, 2 million years. Do you know what I mean? Like we know the constant is we know the world's going to end. The variable is we don't know how it's going to happen in a different reality. It can happen in a manner of different ways.
Yeah.
And obviously the world ending is like a crazy thing to think about, but it's small things and big things. Like that little frog thing I bought over there. I had the choice between that one and a bronze one. I chose the variables. I chose the silver one. The constant is that I was going to buy one either way, and another reality version of me could have bought the other one.
They talk about like when the Big Bang happened, everything fractured, and that time and different realities branch off from that.
And that's like the multiverse, like
on.
different pockets of realities, which
and
are
the world's end, and it comes
starts
back to a point.
Yeah,
it's like
So
a
the thing is
deflated
about-
balloon going like that.
The thing is about the Big Bang and stuff, and like they say like the creation of a lot of things, right? It's like I feel like it's such a lottery and such a big like obviously I'm open minded, but imagine having this situation where there's like an explosion or whatever, a Big Bang. Like how many times out of 10 you're gonna create a whole solar system and a fucking
that's another thing to do with the constants and variables.
And like, you know what I mean? It's like
the variable is that it might not get life out of it every time. The variable is the constant is that it's gonna happen. Like it will happen, but not every time is the variable.
But what if?
That's what makes the multiverse make a lot more sense to me when I see it like that.
What if life is like a simulation? Then what is
It's like a simulation or a simulation?
I'm just saying, what if life, like, say that...
What if life is like a box of chocolates?
Alright, but
Sorry.
what if life was like a simulation, then what is the Big Bang?
Well, you know, like, it's so hard to wrap with. We're humans. How are we meant to comprehend something that created us? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how are we meant to... So it's like, we could theorise about what it is, what it could be, you know, for forever. We're never going to truly know what really happens.
The meaning of life.
Well,
Yeah.
Have you guys heard of the Easter egg theory?
I think you said this a while back, didn't you?
So the idea is that, you know how time isn't linear. There's the whole point of that.
Well, it could not be linear though.
It's a bit of like reincarnation theory as well. Is that we live out a lifetime, we reincarnate at random points in time, and each time you reincarnate, you keep getting more and more conscious to the point where you basically become God, and then you start the Big Bang again and someone else takes the turn. But you could be, the reason you become friends with people is because it's someone that's on a different timeline as you, but you've reincarnated again to that timeline, and that you have a connection with that person because you're either a bit more conscious than them, or that you are on the same level as conscious at that time.
What I will say
That's the thing,
to
like,
that...
sorry.
Should you rock, paper, scissors? Okay. What I was going to say was, just saying with that, like, when you were saying, like, you know, just to do with what you're saying, like, I do definitely feel that whatever this could mean, you know, people have maybe like an older soul or a younger one. Like you could, and I also definitely feel like sometimes you can meet somebody and you have like a feeling that you already have known them, and some other people that you don't get that feeling with, and and like, you know, you'll meet a lot of people and you're like, you can just tell like, oh, they're like an old soul, like they have something about them, and you don't really know what it is, but they just have something about them. Maybe it makes them wise or whatever. But yeah, and then you'll meet some people that you feel like they're quite inexperienced and they don't have that sort of old soul. So I think that could lead into what you're saying, like, you know, potentially. Yeah, I mean, it could lead into loads of different theories, but it definitely leads into your theory. For
look
sure.
at like people like the monks of
Tibet,
like
and other places.
They're on like a level of consciousness that we could probably never reach because
unless we became a monk of Tibet.
Yeah, but even that, they're born into something like that. Do you know what I mean? It's like we could try to become one of them and live like them. Do you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like these people who live in this lifestyle, like a Tibetan or whatever, their consciousness, they kind of like go into like this kind of like spirit realm or whatever. Like it's like almost another kind of you know,
consciousness,
another sense of consciousness. You know, it's just like they're obviously tapped in. You know what I mean? So it's like, are they at a point where, you know, when they leave this earth, are they going to be like, are they going to reach the next stage? You know what I mean? Are we until we reach that level of like a consciousness or wiseness as someone who is like quite spiritual or like a monk or a Buddha or whatever, like, are we still like, until we reach that point where we are like that, do we get to reach that next phase of do you know what I mean? I
know what you mean, and what I find
that stuff really like, yeah, that's why I don't like a lot of people be like, oh yeah, these like spiritualists, these like Buddhists, like all this loads of shit. It's like I never look at it like that. I'm really like it really interests me because like it gives you another outlook of how life is, rather than listening to one person's view or one system's view of how life is just told to you. Do you know what I mean? That's why I love like listening to like different kinds of like beliefs and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. I think what I like to see, like monks and people who are on a higher level consciousness, I like to see it as like, you know, we as people who are not as tapped in as them are kind of like, it's kind of like, you know, we're like little toddlers and they're like adults, because toddlers, they get life, they get who they are and that, but they're not fully aware as much as you are when you're an adult. I feel like you can kind of look at it like that, like, as you know, and
as you get older,
and I feel like anyone can be on their level, but obviously they dedicate their life to it to get them to that point. Obviously, you know, you have to be on that level of consciousness, you have to sort of let go of material desires, ego, you know, like that sort of thing, and they do that. They dedicate their life to like the practice of understanding and knowledge and you know, enlightenment. 100%. But anyone can do it, but you have to be willing to do it. And if you still kind of hold on to who you are, your life, the things you have in your life, like that's the stuff that restrains you.
Selfish desires and
like, even I think
you have to be cleansed.
It's good to have your, you know, it's everyone's prerogative to want to have the materialistic desires, because if that makes you happy, then that's fair enough. But obviously, if you are the sort of person that is inclined to want to learn and become enlightened in that way and understand more about like reality, then, you know, I feel like you have to shed that stuff and be you. Just have you, be you. You don't need anything else. If you're not relying on anything physical, you can become spiritual. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think, I don't know, but it's so interesting.
It is like I really would love to sit down with like a really spiritual like Buddha or some like chief or whatever.
I bet they wouldn't be interested to do it though, would they? Because they are only interested in their enlightenment, and if they're not going to do anything that does not serve their enlightenment. So yeah, it would be so interesting. Yeah. But I think I've seen interviews like ex-monks, like people who have thought, this isn't for me, and then they can talk about it. But the real the really enlightened ones, which you would learn so much from, you're not going to talk to them because they don't need to talk to you. They have no need to.
You know, I'd love to have like a sidekick or like someone who reads tarot cards come on the podcast. That's an open invitation.
Yeah. See, I don't really believe
in. Not a witch though. Please, not a witch.
What about a bitch? No, I'm joking.
The grey lady.
Oh mate, she'd be sat in her grey dress, like switching her lights on and off while we're recording. No, but yeah, like I'm always interested in different ways of like, you know, thinking or believing. Yeah. But I don't believe in tarot cards personally. Yeah. But then again, anything's possible. So I would love to hear their reasoning of why they believe it to be so.
And I love how interesting it is as well. Of like, you go to like, you delve into different cultures, and their view of how life started and how things came to be. Do you know what I mean? You can go to places like India, you get told about you know, like the different kinds of the gods they worship, whatever. You go to China, it's a whole different ball game. Their kind of beliefs and their gods or whatever. And it's like you go to all these different places, and they've all got these like different beliefs, but if you actually look, I was watching a video another day. If you actually like interpret all these different beliefs and stuff, even the Egyptians, their views on their kind of like God stuff and things like that. If you actually interpret all of this stuff, like actually, almost some of them mean like almost the same stuff, like the same stories. Like they all like, you know what I mean? They say it in their own way. But
they say it in their own culture, their own understanding,
exactly.
But it all comes together to be the same thing across the world.
And a good example,
it's because we're all human, we're all the same at the end of the day.
And a good example of like one story that's always it's been told throughout all the cultures, like the hundreds of cultures in the world, is like it's about the flood, you know, the Great Flood.
Yeah.
And of course, like you know what the Earth's like. It's like it's like volatile. We've had ice ages, we've had this, we've had that. We've had great floods before. Do you know what I mean? When nobody was like, when Earth was young, whatever. So like, this story being told is like, all these cultures have spoke about it, like the Egyptians, the Chinese, the Jew, whatever, like all of them, and it makes you think like, it really makes you think like, well, if they're talking about all these stuff, how do they like? Are they like all kind of like connected in a way? Like how do they tell the same story in different?
There's a lot of evidence that a flood really did happen. Yeah,
of course.
But obviously,
but look at how the world works. Like, would you be surprised if there was a great flood around the world?
I would be surprised. And also, like I watched a video about that a while ago as well, and I remember I think it's somewhere in the world like they've done archaeological like not digs but like examinations, I suppose, observations to see, like when you look at certain rocks, certain like discolorations of rocks over many years, you can see where the water was, and there was this, and Everest, they correlate it over different countries, and it makes sense. And then you look at the stories, it makes sense that at some point there was a great flood across the whole world. Now, obviously, you know what religious people are like; they've got to give like a meaning to it and stuff. I think it was just a flood that killed a lot of people and swept the world. Obviously, people are going to give it meaning and say, "Oh, it was because God wanted to wash the sins." All
and
that.
Also, at one point, the pyramids were submerged in water. They did that coloration thing on the
Sphinx.
rocks.
The Sphinx has got layers of
So there was one point where there was.
Then again, also,
and that's so much above the sea level as well.
There's theories though that I don't know if it's theories or whether it's fact or what, but there's people think that a lot of the desert of Africa, of Egypt used to be green lands. Like if there's lots of like the Nile would run through a farmland,
wasn't it?
And now and obviously then over years biomes change and it becomes desert. But
that's a bit of like Ice Age stuff as well, because obviously the Ice Age, everything froze over, and then that water had to disperse and go to different areas, and it washed across the land and ended up in lakes and stuff like that.
I suppose eventually, in a way, like reformed islands and continents. And like obviously,
honestly, the Egyptians are such an interesting fucking like civilization, man. Like, it's like
they were very ahead of their time. Like we were still living in, when I say huts, like we had like buildings, but most people were living in like huts, and we were competent, but they were living in palaces. They had pyramids. We had nothing on that level.
And it makes you really. They talk about the lost like city of like Atlantis and Babylon or whatever. It makes you really think like. These places, look at Egypt for one, and it makes you think, okay, well, if Egypt was like that, you got to believe in places like Atlantis or whatever, because you know what I mean. That's another civilization which was a bit more advanced than Egypt, but very similar in a sense. You know what I mean? It's like
it came. I think it was written by a certain author, Atlantis and stuff like that, and different accounts from different people. There's theories that it's more of a metaphorical city, like a symbolic city, to mean sort of, either a group of people or a way of life or whatever. But obviously, there also is evidence that it actually existed somewhere.
Or it's submerged in water. They say it is.
It could be.
They think they've narrowed it down to this large patch of ocean. There's a chance that there could be ruins.
Well, if you look, because obviously I did geography and stuff, and like. If you look at how plates and work and stuff, where it is like along
the tectonic plates.
Along those like fault lines and stuff, like. It is, it makes sense of that piece of land to be submerged, and obviously where they do say it is, it's like it's it's under the Atlantic Ocean, isn't it, pretty much? So
Atlantis. Yeah.
So in that area, but I don't know if we've even like tried to like even explore it or whatever. Like, it seems pretty.
Well, a lot of the people,
unless we have, and it's very
They
like
say we've
secret
only
and-
explored like 8% of the ocean. Like we've explored.
There's definitely a reason for that.
We've explored
100%.
more than space than we have the own ocean. Because NASA's original mission,
maybe more of us.
Not the whole of space.
No.
Gee, the vast,
No, but-
the vast void.
Interstellar.
Yeah.
But when NASA was set up, their original plan was to explore the ocean.
I know what you're
and
saying,
they,
though.
They went, it's too hard.
What you're saying is
we've
we've explored more space than ocean, not more of space, just more space.
We know a lot less than about the Earth than we do than other. You know what I mean? That it's very like, and there must be, and I think there's definitely a reason for that.
I think a big reason about the ocean not being explored is because obviously the deeper you go, the darker it gets, and the more the dense the
pressure.
like
on
you can't
cabins
survive down that like with technology like we have. So that's a big reason. Obviously, we cannot go down there.
But I think there's more to it than that, though. Rather
There
than
probably is.
atmospheric pressure. Because think about how
They
much
will always tell us
you know how much
things.
pressure is in space. That shit's like to go outside your own like atmosphere and into space. The pressure is fucking beyond,
Immense.
It's immense. So like I don't think the pressure really it is an issue, but we can build the right equipment to go to the depths of the ocean. Because you think about it, it's weird because you're going from one extreme to the other. Like you're going up and then you're going down, and it's like well. You know what they would say, innit? Up is down, or down is up.
Yeah. What was that for?
No, because if you think about it, if you're diving in the ocean, up to you, it would be pretty much what's in front of you, in a sense. You know what I mean? If you kind of flip it, if you know what I mean. So I get what they're all saying this, but it's like, if we can go up, why can't we go down? And I think there's definitely a reason why we're not even trying to explore some of the ocean. But if we have, I think we found a lot of things that is kind of mind blowing that wouldn't be shown to the public, but like you said, like lost civilizations, or you know,
anything worth hearing about, we're not gonna hear about. Let's be honest.
Yeah, you know when you go on holiday and you're at the top of the pool, you're on the surface of the water and you feel light, and then you swim down to the bottom and it feels heavy.
Yeah, it feels horrible on you.
Think about that, like multiplied almost like a 1,000 times.
Yeah, you wouldn't survive.
Yeah.
You would like implode properly on yourself, or you know, your eyes would pop out. Everything.
Because
gross.
the whole thing is that also the problem with a submarine is that you have to pressurize the cabin, because if you get to a certain point of depth without with you don't want to. They have stuff to do with divers can't come up quick.
Yeah, it's called the bends,
because the air like gets in your blood and it explodes.
Deep
your
divers
blood
that
vessels.
that hold their breath for like 10 minutes or whatever. Yeah, like there's people that go down, you know, the Mariana Trench. There's, I think it's near the coral reef or part of it or something. It's like that big sort of
it's like one of the deepest
hole.
like
People free divers will go down there without scuba gear and they'll dive all the way down, but they're people, they work on holding their breath, like they do different techniques so they can hold in their breath for like 10-20 minutes at a time. They'll go all the way down, they'll go all the way back up, and then they have to like control their ascent back up, and then when they get up
like
they
proper slow
because they take in so much, like I think like carbon dioxide or something when they hold their breath like that. So when they come up, they have to like do it so, and they have to keep doing breathing techniques. Once they get back out, they can't just start breathing normally because it's gonna fuck them up. They have to properly, like I suppose, like I don't know if the oxidize is the right word, but like you know, control their breathing to get them back to the right level.
Even in primary school, my friend's granddad, he's like a certified diver and he's done loads.
I thought you were gonna say certified lover boy. It might be.
Yeah, they talk about when you do a like serious deep dive, you're supposed to come up in increments. So you come up 100. You start off and you come up 200 meters. You stop for 10 minutes. You come up a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because the oxygen is like has different densities at different levels, and the closer to the surface you get, the oxygen expands in your blood, and it can kill you and rupture your lungs.
That's the thing. Diving's really like dangerous, like proper dangerous, and especially like that's why you should never dive alone, because like unless you're like fully like high level trained, like even then like it's dangerous. You know what I mean? Because like I said, it can fuck you up. Anything can happen. Like, and the Earth's so weird. When you go to them depths, like you could come across like the Earth's always moving and shifting. You could come across like some fucking like you know, things on Earth can suck you down, like the current or whatever, you know what I mean, can pull you down. You, no matter what you do, you can't fight it. Like diving's fucking dangerous. Like, you know what I mean? It's not. I think about going down there all
It's
the
an
way.
extreme sport, isn't it?
Everything's dark around you, and like you just die. Like that's fucking fear, man.
Have you guys ever dived or anything?
No, not really.
No, I don't like the sea anyway. I don't really
No,
I would be up for it. I just haven't.
maybe snorkeling, but not diving.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with the turtles.
Yeah.
I've done it might be Universal Studios. One of them has like a massive fish tank that's like got sharks and stuff.
You dived in a fish tank.
Yeah, but it's got sharks and like stingrays in it, and you just like kind of snorkel through it.
But what if you get Steve Irwin to like? I ain't trying to fucking sting with the stingrays.
I got Steved. I got Irwin.
Fuck that.
The thing with me is I have like thalassophobia.
Do you?
I don't know if you.
I know what that is. The big the idea of like huge objects in the water, isn't it?
Yeah, like the idea that the further down you go, like everything's so unexplored. And have you ever seen a photo of the diver? He's like, it might be the Mariana Trench or something. He's sat on that ledge, and it gets so dark that he's just sat like on the edge of a pool of black, like absolute darkness.
Fuck that.
Yeah. Look, get the thalassophobia photo.
You know what would be freaky to me? Like, if I was diving, yeah.
I don't know how to spell it.
Thassa and then and then just put food. Yeah, and then the images are fucked, man.
This looks alright.
And go up.
A mug.
Go to the top.
Oh, there we go.
Go to the top, man. Go on that.
Oh, I spelled it wrong. That's why.
Yeah. Like all these photos are like pretty. That you see, look, that's fucked.
Oh.
Me.
Oh.
I would not.
Doesn't really freak me out though. I don't
Yeah,
have
that's
to.
nice.
All that, like, just a massive hole in the
Yeah, that's the trench,
ocean.
innit?
Oh look, the shark.
The megalodon.
Doesn't look like you have got it because you're not
Megalodon.
scared of these images.
Oh, well, it's just because it's on a laptop. Like,
I think if
every
you're in that
time
situation, you'd be scared.
if I go in the ocean and that, like, I hate going like far out because I'm just
Like
like,
this.
fuck that.
Fuck the ocean, man.
Mate, that ocean's booky, man.
I'll overlay a few photos or
I tell you
something.
what would be freaky, yeah. Imagine like being like you're diving like in the ocean, right? And then you just see like underwater, you see a fucking huge pyramid. If I saw that, honestly, I think I might freak my shit. Cause I'll be like, oh my.
You go.
I don't know what I'll do in that situation. I think I'll just be like, what?
I just hate
You go.
it.
What?
Yeah, yeah.
Daily Luke says what?
Just like Osborne.
I just like hate the thought of like giant squids. Like, have you seen giant
Krakens
squids that
and
are
shit, yeah.
massive?
That squids are weird, man.
Like, have you ever seen that oil rig footage of that giant squid? And the tentacle arms are literally as long as the like oil rig.
Really?
And the way they pull you real like down to the depths of the ocean as well. You're
And the
still
way
alive,
they-
and they'll pull you all the way down. That's fucking
The
freaky.
way they like
man.
wrap their arms as well, it's like it crushes your ribs
Yeah.
and bursts your lungs and stuff like that.
Nah, they're savages, man. They're savages. Absolute savages.
Johnny Depp. Savage.
They're savages.
Like the
man.
classic playground argument is: would you rather be in a fight with a tiger or with a shark? Like, would you rather be
Shark.
in the ocean with a shark?
I don't
or
know.
on
You're
land
in
with
their
a tiger?
domain, so it's like.
Yeah.
Yeah, but think about
They-
it.
they
A
can
tiger
take-
will they'll maul you like a motherfucker. At least a shark.
A shark will maul you.
a
He'll
shark-
bite you
yeah,
up.
but sharks are a bit more like they'll circle you for a bit. Like, you know what I mean? They'll and then,
Intimidate you for a bit.
Yeah, they'll intimidate you for a bit, but then like you know,
Basically, be like, you're fucked.
And I think if you thrash about enough, you might put the shark off a little bit. But
Nah, they know the games. They know the tactics.
But
yeah,
you're
but
like,
what do you think a tiger's gonna do? then?
you're in the middle.
He knows his tactics as
He's a
well.
hunter. He's gonna
you
fuck
are
you
like-
up.
They all.
Yeah.
Imagine you just like.
Apex.
Legends.
The thing is, like, think you're just in a room and you've got two buttons, and it's like you can either press like tiger and you're in the desert or whatever with a tiger, or you press the other button and you literally like teleport to the middle of the ocean, and there's just like a shark.
Nah, the ocean
random.
scares me, man. I ain't trying to go to the ocean, man. At least I
Yeah.
can try and run. Listen, I can swim, but I'm not a fast swimmer.
The
for
thing
real.
is, like, a shark can come up from any angle, and it can come either on a flat plane, any direction, and it can come straight up
Can
like
come.
that, straight across like that, straight across like that. Can it? That's
Yo,
what
imagine
freaks
this,
me
yeah.
out.
Yo, if I was in a situation, right, I was on a boat, yeah, and some girl fell into the water, and she's kind of hot, but she's screaming because the shark's coming. I'm not gonna listen. I'm not gonna take my shirt off and jump in the water for you. I'm sorry. I'm being like, look, I'm sorry.
Every man for themselves.
I'm sorry, man, but
You'll go
I'm
on.
out, man.
You'll live a good life. You will.
What if it's a shark?
Karma, baby.
What if it's a shark on woman sex tape?
What?
What if what if they have sex? What if it's a porno?
With who?
The shark and the woman.
Oh, I ain't watching that.
Hashtag Raw as Law.
Well, anyway.
What if the shark went to Glory University?
I mean, well, shark would probably know fish, wouldn't it? Fish knows fish. If you know what I mean.
Fish are
fishy
friends,
fish.
not our food.
Yeah.
Anyway, we probably have to end it there because I've
Mate,
obviously got to get into town in a bit. So.
The shark went to Glory University.
All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up there, and I think it was a pretty good episode.
I'm gonna enjoy my mega long.
Your mega schlong.
My Lego schlong.
Lego plong dong. Anyway.
So I do that meme and just.
Yeah, do it. Just eat the whole thing. Swallow it whole.
No.
Anyway, thank you guys for watching this episode of Breeze Podcast. It was episode 11. If you listened on Spotify, that was nice. Hello, Ben. I know you only listen on there, so cool. Anyway, I'll see you guys soon. We all will.
Love you, sugar tits.
Yep. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram. Again, listen on Spotify. The links for everything are in the description. We'll see you soon. Watch the new vlog on the channel if you haven't already. It's pretty good. We go to London. It's pretty fun. See you guys soon. Love you all. And what else can we say?
Like, subscribe, and follow.
Hello.
Leave some comments on TikTok.
Yeah, exactly. We'll post some clips. You're all not gonna lie. Looking at you two,
man.
Yeah, looking at you two, you're all pretty fit, and I wouldn't mind just doing a bit of I need to try that again.
Bukkake.
Yeah, you're all pretty fit, and I wouldn't mind performing a bit of bukkake.
That's an Indian meal. That's a free backpack.
What was a dish?
That's a free backpack.
Yeah. Bye.